let's kick it off. Ready for the weekend, can't get enough. Got my crew, Mike, Paul, Joyce, Lazy's laugh. Zach and Lily bring the fun, we're on the path. It's the Main Topics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. Turn it up, volume high. Nintendo vibes flying sky. Press play, let's dive in deep. Catching all the secrets we keep. It's the Main Topics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. Controllers, quick stories flow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Every Friday night so bright. Main Topics Podcast feels so right. Oh. From Mario to Zelda quests. Talking all the games we love the best. Choices, insights, Zach's big grin. Lily's got the news, let's begin. It's the Main Topics Podcast ride. Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. Controllers and stories flow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Oh. Every Friday night so bright. Main Topics Podcast feels so right. Main Topic Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
I'm looking for the music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
I'm looking for the
And I'm
music.
sorry, I have to show y'all. It just happened. UPS delivered super late, and guess who came to live with me? I didn't have her. So okay.
She showed us that before the show and was like, I'm going to tell everyone it just came, even though I got it a week ago. Don't listen to Joycey.
Yay.
I
No, I'm
would've
just
told
kidding.
y'all
I
last
just
week.
made that up.
And I got a new Zelda shirt.
Ooh.
so
My first
cool.
game, gotta represent. See, you and Paul weren't here for that.
Before that,
There.
welcome everyone to the Main Topic Podcast. We are here.
Welcome, y'all.
We are discombobulated, out of control, and that's okay because it's Friday night. I think everybody deserves to be a little bit wacky tonight, right? Because man, I haven't slept since yesterday.
Oh man.
Well, I actually woke up at 3:00 in the morning because it's still in Orlando time. I was in LA with Paul, and so I look at the clock. I say, okay, it's 12 o'clock at night, but it's really 3 o'clock in the morning for me. And so I kept saying that like back and forth. So I kept waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've been up since yesterday, Los Angeles time, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I have not slept. But we're here.
Wow.
We're here, and we are ready to talk some Nintendo topics, news, and a little extra because we're gearing a little bit outside Nintendo just because it's Switch 2 related and it's also Switch 2 inspired, right? There's a big giant company out there with huge ears planning on doing something or revealing something very soon. We're going to go and jump into it. What does this mean for the gaming industry? What does it mean for Nintendo? Will it be serious? Will it be a joke? Is it real? Is it not? We'll go over that. But before, I need to introduce to you all the people that make this podcast possible. Without them, this podcast would be as lame as I am by myself. And
Thank you, Nintendo. Oh, you mean us.
I'm going to start with Zach Attack. What's up, Zach Attack?
Woo! What up, guys? I am Zach. I am glad to
I should have called you Profile Zach. Wait,
profiles.
Profile Zach. I was like,
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
dog.
well, that's
There he
because
is.
I was looking up some Nintendo stuff, and also while looking up some stuff, I see Boo Mini gifted a membership.
Yeah.
So thank you. We didn't even
You.
really get started yet. I didn't even say my name. Mike
Boo
said
Mini-
Zach Attack. But
Boo
yeah,
Mini-
so thank
yeah.
you, Boo Mini.
Thank
I
you.
am Zach Hendricks. I am here every week. Glad to be here every week, and I have had an interesting week. Things breaking, phone shattered, got a new phone, not shattered this one yet, so that's great. And I have been playing a game that is very near and dear to my heart, which is Nintendo World Championships NES edition, getting all them S ranks.
Nice.
You know,
Nice.
it is.
Dude, tell us why it's so
it's
important.
so
to
fun.
you.
What is that?
So,
Oh,
okay, dude,
it is
tell us
near
why.
and dear to my heart because in 2010 I won the biggest competition Nintendo had ever put on. Yes, bigger than the Nintendo World Championships. The Wii Games Summer 2010 National Championships. How's National bigger? National smaller than World. Take it up with Nintendo, guys. You can see my little Nintendo blue jacket right there next to Pikachu. And actually, that red one right there is a Nintendo World Championships 2017 jacket.
Nice.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
that was super fun. Nintendo flying us out to California to play against the best people from the other states. Getting free Netflix for a year, discs in the mail.
I think they said
Like-
Netflix. I'm like, what kind of?
Oh yeah, that's great. No, that's right. They send you pecans one week, and then the next week you get almonds.
Yeah, right.
It's
Planners.
I'm like a squirrel, so I loved it.
I'm tired, guys. I'm sleeping. I got like never give up on what I want. So you want to go back to sleeping?
Journey on, Mike. Journey on.
All right. So moving on to Joycey J, correspondent directly from Hyrule. How are you doing, Joycey? What do you have reporting for us today?
Hey. So, like I said, she came to come live with me,
Hi.
Yay.
and he's very excited about it.
Of course.
They're action figures. They're not dolls.
He's high fiving you right now. He's high fiving
Do
you.
you have the Ganondorf too?
He's on my list.
Okay, cool.
I did another late at night on Amazon.
I do have Daddy Ganon.
You know, just linking your credit card to Amazon, and when you have the mentality that you have to pay it off every single month, I don't know if that's healthy or not. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm Joycey J. I love Zelda. I love Zelda. Again, peep the shirt. I haven't been playing much this week. Trying to give it a little bit of a break. I'm actually getting some really bad stiffness in my hands and everything. So, well, at least no high power games. I did try Octopath Traveler. Ooh, Ganny.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Wait, they can fight. Wait, Lily, bring it back. They can fight.
Hold up.
He's gonna move it.
There you go.
Is it this way?
I'll join the battle.
Whatever.
Sorry.
We're gonna play dolls.
We're not
when
grown
we
ups.
get.
We're kids, apparently.
Audio
We're
listeners,
kids with bills.
I mean, audio listeners, this is a fun video podcast, so I really encourage you to come over to the video version of it live every Friday night.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, enjoy the wackiness live. It's just fun, right?
it is.
Yeah, but I have tried Octopath Traveler 2. They have a new battle mode. It will completely frustrate you. I think Souls games are easier. Yeah. Okay, and that's that. That's what's going on there. All right.
Awesome. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Dr. Paul, Guild Network, director and sponsor and representative. And what else? I would say great grandmaster of his own dojo. Featured in Cobra Kai for just a bit there.
That's right. We got to talk about that.
What?
Yeah.
Nobody told. I've been here since January. I've been here half a year, and I'm just finding out about this.
Yeah, I found out when I was over there because Paul sent me like a little mini, very quick tour because like Paul knows I was like so like this, like so focused on the work, and I'm like, no, I want to go anywhere. I don't want to see the Hollywood studio. I don't want to see that. I'm like, I want to take you around. I want to take you here. I want to take you. And we actually passed by the Rashida Road, Rashida thingy.
Rashida, yeah.
Yeah. Where they have like the Cobra Kai thingy and stuff, and then it's a little. We'll talk about that later on because it'll take a little.
That's another story.
It's gonna take you a little while.
Yeah. So
Mike's tour to Los Angeles as done by the Paul Gill Network delivery system.
Yeah.
Got it.
The PGN taxi service.
I mean,
Anyway,
go ahead. Man.
it went silent. It went silent for a second. Yeah, no, I'm doing well. The week was a busy one because, like Mike said, which we'll talk about later maybe on. Mike visited and we shot Indie Mania, and we'll talk more about that later because it's too much right now. But we had a great time.
Yeah.
Busy before, during, and after, including today.
Yeah.
But I still got to play some games. I was playing some Panzer Paladin today. That's a game by Tribute Games, and that's really cool. So if you like, if you like Mega Man and Shovel Knight, I would say kind of Mega Man and Shovel Knight, but it's definitely its own thing. But it looks like a 16-bit style title that you advance throughout the, games, and you play as a little character inside of a mech, and you could get out and kind of work with that mech, and it's really cool. Like, good music, good story, nice action, different power-ups, nice gameplay. Panzer Paladin. So check that one out. That's what I've been playing lately.
Nice.
And that's the only game lately. Oh, and Fortnite, because that's just the hot summer choice with my kids. So the Cybertruck got unlocked. So it is kind of neat seeing in the game, like, say what you will, but it is different. That is almost undeniable. It's different. So different stands out for better or worse. And it's just kind of cool to see it because it's become a whole thing. But anyway, that's what I've been up to.
I need to hide this little compact jersey because this is hilarious. Barbie is a doll. Amiibo gives you stuff in games. Not the same.
Get it right.
To be fair, though, I do still have my collection of dolls from childhood. I got so many stuffed animals and stuff. I mean, they're in the storage in a thing container, but they're there. The Cabbage Patch dolls sit on the couch. Anyway,
I remember one time my sister's friend, when I was in like middle school, called my Bionicles dolls, and I was like, "They are not dolls." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, action figures." And I was like, "Collectible Legos."
Collectibles, yeah.
It's totally different.
In my case, well, you heard a little bit of what I've been going through. I left yesterday. I left yesterday morning. Paul dropped me off at the airport at the Ryu Street Fighter guy airport. I took the bus there, then went to the airport, spent about 3 hours there waiting for the plane. Got on that plane, spent 4 hours and a half on that plane, then got to New Orleans, spent the night overnight all by myself in the airport. About 5 hours there. Then at 5:35 in the morning, I got on another plane, and then for 2.5 hours went to Orlando, and then from there I Ubered over. And so it's been a ride. And I literally just got home about, I would say, an hour and a few minutes.
Yeah, roughly an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. I just literally got home. I took a quick shower, changed my clothes and everything, and then just sat down here. Of course, I gave my family their hugs and kisses and the little figurines that I bought them in the airport from Los Angeles.
Did you give them the hat? The most important thing.
What hat?
From In-N-Out?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I have not. It's in the bag, so I'll do that afterwards.
That's a little inside joke, but we'll talk about that too, probably.
I gotta tell you. I mean, that's what I have to talk about because that's what has happened. I've been in Los Angeles for the past 3 days, right? 3 days, 3 days, and so we've been filming Indie Mania. It's there's a story behind it. We'll get back into that later on. It's pretty fun, pretty exciting. It's an adventure, ups and downs, but guess what? We completed production on that. We're still doing production, by the way. There's still production happening as we go. It's super incredibly busy, but it's getting more exciting every single day. And Paul knows this. Like we're getting more excited about the event every single day. That's where I leave it. We'll talk more about it when we can, because NDA, right, Paul? NDA.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff a lot of the stuff is. I mean, can't talk about
Yeah.
developers. Very careful to put up what pictures we did put up. We can't talk about games.
Yeah.
Signed a lot of stuff. Saw a lot of stuff.
You know what we can talk about?
Yeah. All I gotta say is that
what has Lily been playing this week? That's what I want to know.
I'm not done yet. We'll get there.
I said, oh, I thought we were trying to actually stay on time this week. See, when I say something, Mike wants to correct me. But when other people say something, that's a good idea.
Mike needs to talk about the cheeseburger. You want to hear about the cheeseburger?
I was about to end with the grand finale, the cheeseburger. So yeah, I went to In-N-Out and I tried In-N-Out and
it was your first time trying In-N-Out?
Very, very first time at In-N-Out, and I have to say that every other fast food is cardboard.
Did
you order the special sauce though? Like
I call it Mayo ketchup or Thousand Island sauce. It's Mayo ketchup. It's like ketchup and mayonnaise together mixed. Thousand Island, right?
My mouth. Oh, I love In-N-Out.
Yeah, so I experienced In-N-Out for the very first time. I actually have to say it is the king of fast food burgers, right? I would actually put it up there with some gourmet burgers like BurgerFi or Five Guys, you know. So, but it was actually pretty good. I understand it could vary from I guess from store to store, franchise to franchise, because I've been to a good Burger King. I've been to the most hard Burger King in the world, right? And so it's but I enjoy it. Thanks, Paul, for treating me to that little treat there. That's one of the highlights of the show. But yeah, we'll get into my trip later on. We'll talk about it more. Paul and I will do like a little episode, and we'll go over a lot of stuff, including stories. And with that, let me go ahead and then go over to Joyce, so that Joyce can introduce Lily and ask her what she's gonna play, what she's playing before.
Nope. Nope. I'm not falling for that again. Nope.
Anyway, I actually finished Luigi's Mansion 2. Saturday. Yeah. So I am missing one boo and about 6 gems of the entire game. So I want to 100% it. So I just want to get that. And then I also played same as Zag, the Nintendo World Championship, but that's because we 2 other Zelda tubers, which I'm gonna be sharing on my socials later. We did a collaboration and we did the entire Legend of Zelda challenge, so it was a lot of fun.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, we're currently working on that video. We recorded this weekend. So, 2 days ago actually, on Thursday, so Wednesday. So yeah. It was
They're
fun.
Recording it tomorrow.
Yes, we are recording tomorrow. Well, I'm currently editing the video. Pretty much that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a challenge because the Nintendo World Championships does not support online multiplayers. Like you can go into the World Championship and you can play online, but you don't really have like the multiplayer feature. You can play locally up to 8 players on a party, but not online. And we are kind of scattered on the world because one of the YouTubers is actually in the UK, the other one is on the other side of Canada. So it was kind of what we did is we ended up joining into a Discord call and just, counting down, and we recorded everything separately. So I'm going to be putting everything together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Really cool.
Yeah. So, and this weekend is going to be a long weekend for us. So yeah, I'm not working until Tuesday. Hell yeah. Woo!
So
that's it.
The minute they add the minute they add that multiplayer onto the game, because I know eventually it's coming, it has to come. That game,
I hope so. Yeah.
Right. So the minute they add it, we will play it on the podcast here.
Yes, please. I've been wanting to play Four Swords as well, but I think Gracie doesn't want to.
I'll play it with you. I'll play it with you totally. I don't remember a day.
Not with you, with me only. Okay.
There's only 4 swords. We have 5 swords.
Yeah. I guess.
Well, Lily does live in the castle with me, so I mean, we're technically roommates or castle mates. So
pretty much, that is correct. Oh, and by the way, Joyce, you give me a great idea because I'm seriously considering buying another Princess Zelda amiibo because I'm going to meet Patricia Somerset next month.
Ooh, nice.
So
nice.
I am. I think I'm gonna be considering getting both the collector's edition and the amiibo signed by her. So let's see.
Very nice.
Nice. Tell her I
She's
love
really
her.
nice. I met her last September.
Yeah.
Yep.
I met
Oh, you know everybody.
I met her in my dreams. Anyway, so with that,
Don't know everybody.
with that, let's go ahead and move to our first topic today. And we got Dr. Professor Paul Gill Network in the house, who will be going over the first segment today, titled let me see here. Where's the title?
Nintendo numbers.
Nintendo numbers. Yeah, Nintendo numbers. Nintendo Switch numbers. Because over the past couple of days, we got some numbers coming in from Nintendo sales. And who better than Paul Gill?
Better call Paul.
There
Gill
you go.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
to talk about the numbers.
You got to go sit at the bottom of the pool and talk to us. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Jump in the Mario pool again.
Oh my god.
Nintendo numbers.
I thought it was a Zelda pool
All
now.
things Nintendo.
No, that's the second pool. That's the second pool.
Oh, that's his second pool. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right, Paul. So take it away with the numbers.
So this is the most comprehensive breakdown that you'll find because not every chart says everything. So I'm just going to go through it, and hopefully you don't find this boring because I find it intriguing. But these are Nintendo Switch's hardware and software sales updates as of June 30th. First of all, the big number is 143.42 million. That's what Nintendo Switch is at now.
That's a lot.
For the last quarter, it sold 2.1 million. The total software on Nintendo Switch is now at a staggering 1,266,460,000.
Wow.
For the last quarter alone, 30.64 million pieces of software were sold. Now, this is a really interesting breakdown because the ratio now of hardware to software sold is at, well, I said it opposite, 8.83 to 1. So the average Nintendo Switch owner owns 8.83 games. And that's significant because it's very close to 9. And you might be thinking, well, geez, I've got like 60 myself. How is the average so low? There are a lot of people that only buy 1, 2, 3, 5 games on a system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So us crazies with our 100 titles and stuff like that,
Yeah,
it all averages out.
average. Yeah.
But the cool thing is this is the highest of any Nintendo ratio ever. So Wii, DS, all of these juggernauts, NES, N64, Game Boy, nope, none of them have a higher ratio of sold as 8.83 to 1. On the other end, the ratio of the last quarter was 14.59 to 1. The rate at which software is selling is significantly higher and will forever be for the rest of the generation than hardware. So I don't have any doubt in my mind that it's going to hit 9 to 1 and then, go from there. So if you're wondering, well, how well will Nintendo Switch sell this like when it hits 150 million, the software sales are going to be close to 1.5 billion. Not quite, but Nintendo Switch may end up being the best-selling software machine of all time, which would be impressive because that would mean it would beat PS4. And PS4, not to take any credit away from it, but Sony includes every digital sale, including like the $1 little game. Nintendo doesn't. Nintendo doesn't include every digital sale in there. So in reality, Switches is higher, but for now, let's just go with that 1.26 billion, sorry. As for the software sales in the last quarter, this is just the last 3 months, which includes a couple of new titles for curiosity's sake, like how did Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door sell? It was only out for a few weeks. It sold 1.76 million, off to a really good start. How about Luigi's Mansion 2 HD? Was that even going to sell anything? It's an old game from 3DS. It sold 1.19 million, and it was only out for a few weeks. Yes. How about the evergreen titles?
Crazy, man.
Is anyone still buying the evergreens? Yes. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold another 930,000 copies. Animal Crossing New Horizons, another 490,000. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, another 440,000. I'm skipping 2 on purpose. Super Mario Odyssey, 250,000. That's $250,000 for a 7-year-old game. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, 370,000. Super Mario Party, 180K. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that old one from Wii U, still managed to sell 160,000. And Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, even with its successor out, still managed to sell 80,000. Not bad. Now, I skipped on 2 because this is the most interesting thing. This is the first quarter that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild outsold The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Obviously,
Wow.
Breath of the Wild outsold it in the first place because it was out for longer, but ever since Tears of the Kingdom came out, each quarter it has sold more than Breath of the Wild. But this is the first time where Breath of the Wild, 200K. Tears of the Kingdom, 190K. It's only a 10,000 difference, but I think for a couple of reasons we see this. One, Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel. Sequels do have that little bit of
Boost.
can I play it without knowing the predecessor?
Oh, okay.
But that's
That
kind
makes
of
sense.
also why Nintendo didn't make it super sequel heavy so that newcomers could not feel alienated and not
Mhm.
have to have felt that I did play Breath of the Wild or I didn't play Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. The other reason, it simply is a $10 more game. It's $70. And where Breath of the Wild occasionally goes on sale for 40, Tears of the
89
Kingdom has yet to go on that $40 sale for a limited amount of time. Now you could buy it with the vouchers, but that's a different category. But it is just interesting to see that, yeah, that name Breath of the Wild is still viable, it's still vibrant, it's still powerful. That even a brand new Zelda eventually, came into second place for the quarter.
Now, Paul, let me just clear up something. This is the guys. The number you're seeing there are not dollar size. That's the numbers of units sold. The numbers of the copies that have been sold of the game. So it's not that it sold $20 million. It sold 20 million
copies.
Units.
Yes.
Yeah,
Units.
so it's all
Mhm.
copies. So everything you see is copies, not dollars. Which is
And
a lot.
then next, a couple of funny little things. Well, not funny, but cool things. Nintendo 3DS. Another 60,000 3DS games were sold in the last quarter. Like,
What?
Cool.
who's buying
Wow.
those? They still exist at Targets and Best Buys and Walmarts and Amazons.
That's
And even
right.
though the eShop is now finally closed, stores still have physical units, physical copies. They don't make any new games. And that's why, whenever someone says like, "Oh, Switch is dead in the water, it's not going to sell anything when Switch 2 comes out," dude, 3DS has been extinct for forever and it's still moving
It's still
hundreds of
going.
thousands of copies of games per year. And Nintendo Switch is in such a higher place than 3DS ever was that these tales are going to last a long time. Nintendo still has the hardware forecast at 13.5. I did some quick math. If you did like 2.1 for this quarter, which is fine, had a couple of 2.6 quarters, all you need is 6.3 for the holidays. Nintendo in the holidays does almost 50% of the whole year in October, November, December, in that 3-month period. So Nintendo is definitely on track to hitting that 13.5. Could they do a small price drop? Yes. Could they have a new bundle that we don't know about? Yes. But even if it's no price drop, even if it's no extra bundle beyond like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and stuff like that, I think Nintendo is fine. My own prediction back last year, towards the end of 2023, was Nintendo Switch is going to sell about 12 million for the next fiscal. And that was me without knowing Zelda Nintendo Switch Lite. Obviously, not knowing Metroid Prime 4 now has a definitive date, not knowing about Donkey Kong Country Returns, HD coming to Switch. So mine was 12. That's from that analytical mind of following game sales long enough that if I was that close, Nintendo says 13.5, they know what they're talking about. It'll be fine. Their software forecast is 165 million. And look at that ratio. That ratio is like that, I don't know, 12, 13 to 1. That kind of fits in with what did I say earlier? 14.5 to 9 to 1. Nintendo is expecting a lot of people to buy their games. And that's all I have to say on that. And then
I have one question for you, Paul.
Chart. I don't know if Mike could pull it up. If not, I could tell you. These are now the totals of each. We'll just go with the top 10 lifetime totals. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 62.9 million.
Ugh.
And Crossing New Horizons, 45.85 million. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 35.66 million.
I just
Breath
had
of
that.
the Wild.
I just had that up.
Yeah,
just
he had
now.
that up like the whole time you were talking.
Yeah.
So maybe people don't need me to say it, but
Yeah.
Eh.
Go ahead and discuss it now because
you've got enough there. You could see it.
So with that said,
That's it.
we have a lot to talk about when it comes to these games. And anybody has any major any major things that they want to add on before we move?
Obviously,
I just wanted to. Oh, sorry, Josie.
I was just gonna say, obviously, the Switch is doomed, and it's Nintendo just can't catch a break.
Yeah, at the
And
end of Nintendo.
unfortunately, PlayStation is just killing Nintendo, and blah,
Yeah,
blah. Basically, Nintendo's holding their own, making
it's gone.
It's dead. That's going to be the name of the new Switch, the Nintendo Graveyard, because it's dead. No, I just had a quick question. I see that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has almost 18 million sales.
Mhm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How many, do you know offhand, Paul, how many games have sold over 1 million on the Switch?
First party alone,
69 titles.
it's like
69?
70.
Nice. Okay, cool. I was just wondering. Thanks,
Yeah.
Josie.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry,
Oh, no, that was the answer to my question.
Yeah, 69 titles.
but you asked Paul, and I sorry.
I just,
Well,
Paul's a numbers guy, that's all.
That's okay. No, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only first party. That's not including Minecraft. And by the way, you don't find these on the charts, but Nintendo said one third-party game last quarter sold 1 million. That means for the first time, a third-party game outsold a first-party game in Nintendo's own quarter. Because
Yeah.
every prior quarter, if I'm not mistaken, a first-party game has always sold most. Maybe with the exception of Monster Hunter Rise. But Mario Kart 8 just missed 1 million, and one third-party game sold 1 million. They didn't confirm it, but I believe it was Minecraft that did the 1 million for last quarter. And that's the stuff that you don't see. That's not a part of the 69, 70, 71.
Mhm.
You know, Resident Evil 6 is a 1 million seller. That's not on that list. And it goes on and
Oh,
on.
wow.
This
All
is a Nintendo
right.
game.
So those are the numbers for the quarter presented by.
And now it's time for Better Call Paul.
Thank you, Paul, for that segment with the numbers. Right now, as you can see, you guys can hear the music.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon because we're jumping over to this very unknown, very small company called Game Freak.
Tiny.
Tiny, right? They're almost indie, indie developer, and so they went they're going on some type of spree. Something happened in the background that they are frantically. Am I saying it right? Frantically, like
Frantically.
Yeah, they are actually doing a lot of hiring in a lot of departments. So either a lot of people got fired or they are doubling in size. And so what does this mean? I know Nintendo President Furukawa said that because of the higher newer generations of systems normally take longer periods of time to develop games. With Pokemon releasing games a lot because they have a schedule they have to meet, there's a show going on, they have to release it with a card or this and that. There's just this weird schedule for Pokemon. What do you guys think this means? Or is it they're just reacting to the big giant kind of duty thingy they made with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Is this a Switch 2 thing, knowing that because Switch 2 is a more powerful system, they need to spend more time developing? So instead of spending more time, they hired twice as much people so that they can kind of release in the same time period? Or what does this mean to you guys? Because right now it's a big deal, it's all over the place, and Game Freak is freaking out. Who's a Pokemon fan here? Anybody Pokemon fan? Go ahead, Paul.
Paul and Zach.
If they're updating their studios, if they're doubling their force and hiring more people, it's that realization that we need to have more folks on board as we jump into higher resolution, more graphics, more power, better utilizing these machines. Can't be left in the dust. It's too valuable of a company. And not that it was ever behind initially, but as time went on, it kind of doesn't look up to par with not just what else is out there in the world, but even on the own base platform. And I think maybe it is a little bit of a other investors saying, you know, we don't really like the bad publicity. It doesn't hurt the game sales. Obviously, Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet are the best-selling games of all time, just save for the original, you know, trilogy and Silver and Gold. But it might be a little bit of an outside force saying, hey, you should do it. And maybe their own realization too. But
yeah, I mean, look at this list, guys. I like the title because my Nintendo News is not holding back when it comes to the title. They say exactly what's happening. The title is Game Freak recruiting for lots of new staff members. And so here's the list. Planner.
A whole bunch of them. They got a planner for they got a contract guy, they got a character model, they got an effect actor, a background model guy, a cutscene guy, a section director, a lighting artist, a human motion guy, a human, a Pokemon model, a Pokemon art designer.
A human?
Hiring a human?
Yeah, they're hiring
because everything else is AI.
Personal assistants.
I'm gonna reach out to them.
Yeah,
it says human motion. I got my motion capture suits. I'll put them on right now and be a Pokemon.
We all got human motions. Look at this. I'm actually moving myself on right now. And project manager, game programmer. We got a lot of stuff. Look at this.
They do have a lot of contracts as well. So.
Yeah. There you go. Right here.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are all contracts right here. Sad, but true. I mean, hopefully it looks well on the resume once they're let go.
Hey, I know IT. It can be help desk.
Hey, wait, they actually have.
That's what I do.
Technical. They got a technical artist, an HR and recruitment. So wait a minute, hold up. They're hiring all these people, but they don't have somebody to recruit them.
That's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard to hire all these people.
Exactly. They're gonna need the firepower, right? They're gonna need another HR recruiter to hire all this new, people that are going in. Yeah.
The first thing they got to hire is a recruiter, so they can get people. But then again, if they don't have a recruiter, who's gonna hire the recruiter?
Oh my.
Yeah, but.
The only problem with HR is that they probably don't get excited like regular fans do. Because I have to remember, like, this is a job for them. This is fun for, like,
exactly.
Us. You know what I mean? Do they?
Yeah,
do devs walk in like at work, or do they walk in and like, oh my god, it's
no,
No,
because I worked for a gaming company for almost a year, and that was the case. Like, we actually had a gaming room, and we used to play a lot of Monster Hunter together during our lunch breaks, but it was only with a very small, group of people. Because everybody else, it was a job. Like, there were developers, they never actually liked the video games at all. Like, they don't play video games, and that's a regular job. But that being said, of course, there are big fans as well. So it's not like the majority of the people that are working for that certain company. So yeah, it's a fact.
That makes sense. Well, I can understand wanting to create, but not necessarily. You don't necessarily want to play it.
I wonder if this is remote. Right? Because
could be.
Where is Game Freak in Texas?
Click go move your mouse down. Click source on the
it's a source.
The hyperlink. That'll probably take you to the job listings.
I'm scared if I click on source. What if it takes me to another planet? This HR, doesn't this stand for human robots?
No.
Potentially. We don't
human
know
resources.
why they put it down.
Thank you, Zach.
It's Japanese.
Well, okay, Zach is going to translate for us.
Okay.
I got a translator here.
I hear no sound. All right, I'm going to guess they're probably saying that they are going to open their laptop and do things.
That was an ad.
That was just an ad.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the free ad space
Yes.
on the Nintopics podcast.
Send me a check.
We do not necessarily endorse or support whatever that may have said.
Okay, listen to this.
I will
Listen
support anything the Japanese do, Joycey. Speak for
listen-
yourself.
Listen to this title. This is hilarious. Game Freak, the developer of Pokemon, will host a free mid-career recruitment online. Can you imagine if you had to pay for it to get hired for a job that you need money for? Why the
That'll
free?
be
Why
But
the
you
free?
have to pay for a uniform.
it's,
Out of your own
no,
paycheck.
no.
Ooh, August 30th. We got time.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Where's it at? Let's go.
It's in Kyoto, Japan.
Yeah, but then if we leak anything, they'll know it's.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
my.
yeah. It's gonna be easy. They'll catch us right away. Oh, it wasn't in Tommy podcast. It was them. We know. Actually, here's a video. Mid-career recruitment online information session. They have a. So yeah, they'll have like a pre-interview online.
Only 100 people can go.
Ooh, just to weed out.
There's like 50 positions. That's like 2 people. Man, if you get there, you had a good chance of getting hired.
yeah.
That's 2 people per position.
Yeah, so they got the back office with HR and the help desk. We got a whole bunch of rad people. We got programmers in the game. We got people working in the afternoon. We have a designer guy, a planner.
In the afternoon, you actually said afternoon.
It's interesting. There's a lot of 2D
PM.
art on here.
Yeah,
It's project management.
it's PM. It's afternoon.
I was laughing when he said rad for R&D. I was like, I like that. At first I thought he said
Oh my
rat.
God, hilarious.
Like you had something
Great-
personal
great
against
job, Mike.
R&D people. You're like, you bunch of rats. I
We
was like,
got
oh,
some
rad.
ads.
They're actually looking for a planner, so you can just give them a book. Send them like little planners that have like little
Oh, I can plan.
calendars.
Look at the freaking home screen on my phone. Look at this. We got my time zone, London, Japan,
Mhm.
and then every 5 minutes of my day from when I wake up to when I go to sleep.
So
Oh
you-
my.
That's super healthy.
I will
But-
breathe at 5:45 p.m. I will spend 15 minutes blinking, and then the rest of the time is my own.
I have to confess.
That is
I
what
have
I've
a
learned. When
calendar
you
same as
schedule-
you.
What'd you say?
I have to confess that I have a calendar same as you.
Yes.
Every minute of my day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also have a
Honestly,
big
when you
planner.
schedule in a 15-minute blinking session, like Mike said, it really changes
Stretching.
things, man.
I mean, it cuts time because you don't have to blink for the rest of the time. You can just continue reading without blinking.
And they're like micro naps too, so it's almost like a 15-minute nap, but you're still able to see what's going on.
Like nap.
That sounds like how an office with nets outside would function, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Y'all want to hear a fun fact about me?
Go ahead. What is it?
A fun fact about me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot take naps. I
Oh.
can't.
Oh,
I thought it
I'm
was gonna
ter-
be you nap every time you blink.
Oh well, no, that's my evil twin, Dark Joycey. But
Oh, okay.
so yeah, she's different. So yeah, so when I go to bed
Mhm.
or when I'm sleepy, I go to bed. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm down until I feel like getting
oh,
up.
duh. You're going to bed, so you are actually down. How are you gonna? Nobody sleeps standing up.
Horses?
Ganon died standing up. Name that game, chat. Anyway, but
That was
yeah,
so
I
cool.
can't. I my dad is like somebody I aspire. I want to be him when I grow up because he will get up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. He'll
Mhm.
take a nap at like 2, be ready to go for like the rest of the day and part of the evening at like 4. And I'm like, how? Me? If I'm sleepy, that's it.
All right, so
I'm
we have
not
a deal.
I'm
I'll
not
have
sleeping
a
on
deal.
the couch either. I got to go to bed.
Joyce, we have a deal. You be your dad, I'll be you. Lily will be me, and then Zach will be Lily, and then Paul will be Zach, and then we'll just pick a random person to be Paul on a chat.
Yes, I've always wanted to be Canadian.
I have no idea. So, in other words, be my dad. So I'll just be myself, except I play golf now.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Got
I
it.
look just like
I love your dad's hair, by the way.
yeah, I know, right? My dad used to have like Jackson 5 fro. I've been
Oh,
trying to get him to grow it back. Yeah, that was like before I was
awesome.
even born, like back in the 70s.
Man, I
And I've
love
been trying to get him to grow it out for years. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, he's like, I'm too old for that. I'm like, you're never too old for it. For what's wrong with you?
exactly. Yeah. Come on.
The
I'm trying to-
Insurance King commercial that I did with Todd Bridges. He's bald now, so when
I
we went
love
back
Todd
to the 80s, we put a fro on him, and he was
feel
like,
I remember that commercial. I feel like I remember that.
he was like, everything's so much cheaper in the 80s, and I had hair.
All right. So anybody want to add to the Pokemon? The Pokemon. Yeah, go ahead.
I do
Yay,
want to
Pokemon.
add that I mean something I do agree with Paul in terms of like I feel it's because they don't want bad publicity.
Mhm.
And let's talk about a little bit of the situation with the gaming industry at the moment in terms of job or like the workforce, right?
Mhm.
There have been a lot of layoffs very recently. There's currently a strike going on as well for the video games. And just today, Game Informer just announced that they're closing down. They're shutting down completely. So
Really?
it has been, not very positive for the industry, right? And I mean, going into any job, applications or forums or whatever, if you go to LinkedIn, for example, you constantly see that Nintendo is hiring people, especially for Metroid Prime. Basically, they were hiring a lot of people. So also need Pokemon, has been there. I've seen a lot of job posting for Pokemon as well. But this announcement is kind of, pushing because when I saw the ones for Metroid, I knew that it was getting closer for the release date. Basically, I started to see that on LinkedIn and, circulating in the web and whatever. So I feel like it has to do also with the, the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 that we're kind of hoping or expecting. And also I did play Scarlet and Violet, but very short. I did enjoy the game in terms of like the experience, and it had what it needed to be a Pokemon game. But let's face it, there were a lot of bugs, a lot of problems with the game overall. Well, the game performance, let's call it.
Yeah.
So this actually gives me a lot of hope because Pokemon has been, and it will continue to be one of the biggest in the world, right? So I feel that it's encouraging, and it's really nice that some things like that are on the internet, and that people are starting to recognize that at least we're seeing that something a little bit positive, and not just focusing on the negative, right? But with that being said, let's hope that they keep their jobs, or aren't going to be any layouts or anything like that, because it has been an ongoing situation for a while now.
Yeah. So after that, Nintendo's been very, very good when it comes to to employment. The only thing they've done is basically ended contracts, which is something that normally happens when contracts end. They decide to renew them or not. But when it comes to actually laying off people, you haven't heard this on Nintendo. And actually, Paul, I know you have a better memory than me in this. Who was it? Who said
Iwata?
Iwata, right? Iwata spoke about it's like he sees the opposite. His solution for everything is hiring more people so that they can
and even cutting his salary.
Yeah, he cut his own salary instead of laying off his team members.
That's incredible. And
I think he was it Iwata? It was somebody from Nintendo that said, well, people can't really focus if they're already worried. If they can't make great games if they're constantly worried about losing their job.
That's the quote. That's the quote that I was talking about. Yeah, that I love that quote. And I believe that
yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Nintendo's right now building another studio, that big studio. I'm pretty sure they're going to hire more people for that studio that they're building in Kyoto, where Paul and I are going to probably host Indie there next year. And so, I love that about Nintendo. But yeah, it is sad in the industry. This is the reason why there's something that I want to kind of put out there, and I'm not sure how this is gonna fall, right? How people are gonna take it, but this is how I see it, because I've had a whole cup of coffee, and so the reason why they do layoffs is because they overestimate.
The forecasting is not done correctly.
They overestimate. They focus way too much on the hyper realistic rather than the gameplay and the fun, the mechanics and the story and all this stuff. And they spend so much money on a game, and they expect to make that money back, but they don't. And so, in order to respond to their shareholders that they're making some sort of profit, or they're staying within some type of margin, they let go. They let go people. And Apple did this. Apple did this, right? And I'm not gonna say I was a victim of that, but a little bit, you know. And it in the industry, not only in the game industry, but in general, right?
Mhm.
But specifically in the game industry, they're spending way too much money on developing a super hyper realistic game. Let's make sure it has DLSS and the ray tracing. Oh my God, look at that shadow. That looks fantastic. And then you play. That's not what I think about when I play the game. Is this game really, really fun? Not the little shadow. Does he see? Oh my God, look at those footprints that he just left. That's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, there's a pixel.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, it dropped a frame. And
That-
I will just a comment on that, Mike. I gotta say, when people kind of talk about that, first of all, everybody talk about that.
Yeah.
But it does kind of annoy me. But I also remember I kind of have that old school mentality because I grew up with these games. So
Yeah.
NES to Switch, there's no. You couldn't have told me that we would have games like this back in 1995. You couldn't have told.
Yeah.
Oh, games one day are going to be really smooth. They're going to look better than movies. No, that's never going to happen. They can't do that.
Yeah.
They've done it. So, but the fact that what I love about Nintendo is that, let's be honest, like just about majority of their games are beautiful to look at. They
Mhm.
get better with every console, every generation, but they've never lost that fun quality. Nobody makes a game quite like Nintendo. You know,
Yeah, it's basically
I don't even.
experience.
It's some kind of magical
Immersiveness.
dust they put on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yep.
totally
I agree.
immersive, totally everything. Not that no other
Yep.
game is like that. It's just that when one of the most fun things about watching directs is trying to guess which game it is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And as soon as we start seeing paint or ink flying, we're like, oh, Splatoon, or like that, like when they revealed Smash Bros. Like, oh, why are we seeing stuff from Splatoon? Oh, it's Smash Bros. You know, that was one of the best trailers ever. So that's one of the things I've just always appreciated about Nintendo is that it's just, I know what I'm looking at and I know I'm getting quality, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
I agree.
random.
No, but it fits perfectly. I agree. And I love Nintendo's way of thinking because fun is first. Fun is first, right? You have a game like Mario, almost no storyline, but amazing, incredible levels. You know what I mean? And mechanics, and they're always
Mhm.
at the box. Look at Mario Wonder. Who expected Mario Wonder? That game came out of the blue. And all of a sudden they were planning it, and they literally said, "Oh, we took our time with that game." That game had no release date. It had no schedule.
Singing piranhas,
Yeah, and
piranha
it was
plants.
inspired by music. It was a musical game, and we actually started with the music and built the game up. And it was like, wow, man, these people are having fun making their games, and that's what it's all about. Like, don't focus on how the game is going to look. Focus how the game is going to play. When you focus how the game is going to play, and you think about the players first and the experience, then from that point up, you don't really have to make a game that looks incredible. As long as people love it and it's fun and it's replayable, and then people will buy it, right? But if you make the same exact MLB or
Yeah.
NBA, game over, and you kind of, you know what I mean? It comes to a point where you overestimate what you think the game is going to make just so that you can please your shareholders. And then when you don't make that, in order to please your shareholders, the staff has to pay, right? You know what I mean? That's where these little I know it wasn't part of the topic, but it's important to bring up because
No. It actually relates to that. Like I feel like I keep telling people like that's the reason why we still enjoy Nintendo games, right? And the other thing is circling back to what you just said, Mike, in terms of Nintendo has been making good decisions because by the end of the day, they are a company and they are still holding up aside. Like if you put it into perspective, you're probably saying, "Whoa, well, better graphics is better gaming. We know that's not true, but like that's what the marketing tells you, right? But as soon as you go back to a Nintendo and you see that you're having that immersiveness and that experience and taking you back to an actual storyline, a gameplay, to kind of, be immersed into that world, that's what keeps holding up very well with Nintendo. And that's when it gets a bit tricky in terms of the fans feeling a little bit let down with some of the franchises or some of the games. But let's focus on the fact that they really have to focus on the numbers as well. So they have to focus. It's a business by the end of the day. There's going to be numbers that they need to prove that whatever game they worked on, they sell well. And that's pretty much how it will be if we want Nintendo to keep surviving and be better every year, every quarter. Right?
One of the things I also like about Nintendo is that they truly kind of work on games. Like they don't have a deadline, like they don't have to make numbers. Because I say this about a lot of things, when it's something I really, really enjoy and I see it flourish, it's like, oh, they made this for me. Somebody like they made me a special Zelda present. They made, the Zelda just for me kind of thing. That's what it feels like. And that's the way it should feel. And so, just want to pick you.
And cheap plug-in, but Paul can testify to this. That's why indie games will take over.
Yep.
Indie games will take over. The revolution starts this September because, what we've seen is breathtaking, mind-blowing. They're not multi-million-dollar games, guys.
Yep.
They're games made by one person sometimes, And go ahead. I'm gonna give this to Paul. Hand it over to Paul because I want to know exactly what he thinks about this. Because Paul
is his cousin. His illegitimate dad. So
yeah, we know that. That's a fact.
In fact, it's totally on Wikipedia. Totally in my head.
Should be added. Someone should just do it.
You can edit Wikipedia.
If you're one of the 80+ people watching in chat right now, that would be pretty funny if you updated Wikipedia tonight.
Please don't do that. Please don't put out. It's jokes, y'all. Don't do that.
I'll give it a crack. But according to Joycey J on the Nintopics podcast.
All right.
Yes, that's only real in our realm here.
That's Wikipedia makes you put the source. Just link this video as the source.
Well, he put it in the podcast, and
Give
the
the
guy
chat
Paul
ideas.
just shook his head. He just laughed. He didn't deny it. He just laughed.
Oh my.
Y'all look just alike. How could he deny you? We need to get Maury out of retirement.
Maury, the talk show way?
The leaker.
No, Maury's.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the leaker.
The talk show guy.
What's the actual question, Mike?
No,
what was the question?
No, we're talking about
indie games.
Yeah, like right now we have indie games taking over because they're just focused on fun building and just the creativity that goes into these games that come out. We've seen things we can't talk about, but it actually testifies to what this is. Because here we have developers getting laid off because of bad creative and bad planning and stuff like that, and over expectations. But then we have the indie developers rising up and taking these amazing games that did not cost as much money as these people are actually throwing out the door, right? So, can you testify to that when it comes to the financials with these AAA companies that are making games that fall short, right? And then they have to let go just to kind of balance it out against the indie world.
It can be intimidating if you're an indie developer and it's a solo 1-person, 2-person team, small operation, but there are so many tools out there these days. Like, if you ever had a dream to be a photographer, you're like, oh, but I can't buy a $1,000 camera and this. Your standard Android iPhone these days are well equipped to taking really good quality pictures. And if you just study different angles, different times of the day, tapping this. Oh, I couldn't edit photos back in the day. Instagram has a ton of different kind of filters that you could play with and this and that. Is it going to be as good as the top notch? No, but you could get really good at that. So the point is relaying that, because that's something that a lot of people can wrap their minds around.
Yeah.
If you hop into engines like Unreal or Unity or something else that's out there that's available, and you dive in and you save up a little bit, and then instead of putting your money towards this, you save up to get developer access so that maybe you could make a game on Steam. Probably the easiest to work on rather than making one for the designated 3 consoles. But
yeah,
it's possible. The tools are there. The costs are less now than they've ever been. It still is a little bit of a risk. It is a little bit of stress, but we've seen it happen literally like without saying anything of smaller folks that have hung in there and have put in the few years worth of work and slowly chipping away. And you can look at it one of two ways. There's a strategy to both. Don't put in too much investment, just not to say half-ass it either, but put in a decent amount of effort, knock your first one out of the park. Deal with what does it feel like to have the worst product you'll ever put out there from the get-go, because it'll never get worse than that. So any of the critics, any of the negative comments, if you could surpass that, then the next one that you do, you're going to build from that. You're going to have a little bit of that tenacity of, I need to make it better than that. You're not going to have quit. It's going to build you up to prove the doubters wrong, so your second game is higher. So sometimes it's okay if the first one isn't all that. Or the other mentality is, oh, nope, I got to go full force. I got to make this thing for 8 years straight and then release it. That's possible too, but there's a little bit more stress involved. But honestly, there's no real wrong way. Part of it is it's so indie, and it's kind of cliche to say it, but it truly is indie. That is the unique creativity about building video games when you are your own independent developer, that you don't have to deal with a publisher. You don't have to deal with somebody saying you need to change the character or change the music, this, that. It's truly your own creation. Hopefully you have the tools and a little bit of finances to put into it. So I think without the limitations, you are really going to see indie games going forward bring out some of the most creative, unique, maybe not AAA Hollywood budget titles, but some of the most, at the end of the day, fun that you're going to play is coming from some of these smaller studios that what you see in it is what they wanted it to be. And usually artists are the most creative people that make stuff, not the folks that say, oh, you should include one more of that. They don't really know what they're talking about. They think they do because they're going from, well, analytics say the population is gearing towards this, but like, no, if you love cats and you want to put cats, you put your cats in it. And you're going to come up with a cute cat game because you love cats, and that's going to shine through. And the people playing, if they flock to that, they're going to feel the love and think, man, this was made for them and maybe for me. Like Mike said, I just spoke a little longer on it, but indie games are going to be really important more than ever before, because AAA titles and even like the AA titles, it's so weird that we say AAA because it has nothing to do with quality necessarily.
Yeah.
It's more along the lines of budget. But these big studio titles, they're going to get fewer and farther in between because they have to utilize the tech more and held to a higher standard, and boom, boom, boom. So you're going to only play games once every so often, or you're going to give indie games a chance. And guess what? They're going to be more affordable too.
Yeah. So
you're going to have a greater quantity and still a unique quality to satisfy the need of gaming. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that because basically, you know what? Name brand doesn't always mean quality, and name brand doesn't always mean sales. So if you, let's say, yeah, go ahead, JC.
I'm sorry, I'm just screaming facts. I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
So we have Activision Blizzard communities a Call of Duty game. Activision Blizzard doesn't mean that the game is gonna be successful. The game itself and the gameplay and everything they invest in the game is what makes it successful. That's why they're, sometimes they have issues and people say, wait, this game looks exactly like the last one. Like, lacking creativity, just because you put an extra number on it doesn't make it a next generation game. Just add a little update or whatever. But I I don't know. I'm a little bit passionate about this just because I like, just like everyone else on the crew today. I don't like people losing their jobs. Especially when
No.
Yeah.
their dream job as a developer in a company. They're so excited, and I've seen way too many tweets about people just, hey, I was one of those people. I was one of those. I just lost my dream job.
A friend of mine
Yeah,
happened like 3 weeks ago.
and it's sad because these people like spend their time, their part of their lives studying so hard to become so great at what they do, and they do a great job, but because of a lack of vision, I would say, and they end up paying for it. They're like, okay, well, we have you there and you work for us, but you're also this scapegoat, and that we have that just in case our game doesn't do well. We just let you go. Even if you did a good job, it's okay. We'll just let you go. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And something else, and I've said this before, but I really have to say harp on this. And then I really, really want to hear. I want Zach to chime in for us.
Zach attack.
Ding.
Yes, I want Zach to attack.
Ooh,
So one of the
chat.
things, one of the things. Wait, we do got to shout this out real quick. Thank you so much, Boo Mini. Like I don't see you like almost every day in chat. We will get to your question now, right?
Yeah, right after you finish your comment, we can go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of the comments that I hear, not here because we all cool, but in general is, oh, you're defending $1 billion business and this is that and the other. No, I'm defending people who make up $1 billion business, who have to go home and feed their kids, who have to go home and pay bills, who have to take care of themselves. So, because that's really what one of the things about adulting, you got to figure out how to take care of yourself and the people around you. It falls on you. So yes, I will defend $1 billion company that's always made of people just like us who need their paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go close my window.
Real quick, Boomini just issued a super chat, and this reminds me, if you want to join the conversation early, then go ahead. You can do that with super chat, and we'll stop the entire podcast and make you the special. Well, everybody's special, but give your question that special attention and address it during the podcast. We always have the Q&A at the end. You can question whenever throughout the podcast, because we got our special crew behind the scenes starring each question that we have, and that way we can address it at the end right away. So if you have a question for the end of the podcast for a Q&A session, go ahead and write it in whenever you want throughout the podcast, okay? Or if
Please
you want,
be sure to at one of us as well.
Yeah.
At Mike, at Joycey, Paul.
It's easier for us to identify that you are asking a question for the Q&A section.
Yep. Or if you want to join the conversation, you can do just like Boo Mini, who super chatted $2. Thank you so much, Boo Mini, for that.
Thank you.
And Boo is asking, will you buy physical or digital echoes of window? Or I was like echoes.
Echoes in the window. Coming to a system near you.
I think I'm going to go with echoes. I want to go with echoes, and I want to go with physical of echoes. Or maybe wisdom. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably go with echoes physical.
Echoes of physical.
Yeah, and
Echoes of wisdom.
Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what it is.
And I'll
We
go
are
with
so tired, guys.
digital wisdom and echoes physical. I'll do that.
For me, I am going to again get on my hill and preach really quickly. Physical everything. Some games like Zelda, I sometimes double dip. So I always get a physical copy. But let's say Amazon is running late and I don't want to wait. I will double dip and download it. I don't necessarily suggest that, but real quick, y'all, one day digital, everything's going to be digital. Every single thing. I'm not wild about that idea. One of these days I'll get back on my soapbox and I'll talk about why physical is a built-in insurance policy. I've mentioned it before, but I'll actually get into it. Yeah. And also, don't you want to touch stuff and oh yay, I have action figures that could sit on my controller and do things.
I have an answer for that. I have an answer for that. I have an answer for that, because you can say, hey, I just bought Zelda Breath of the Wild. When it came out, guess what? It's still in mint condition.
If you're going to double dip, that is also the way to go. You might as well just keep it all pretty in the box and everything, because you never know.
No, I'm talking about digital. Talking about digital.
His digital file is in mid condition.
My digital game is still mid condition. No hands.
Okay. Okay. Go take a nap, Mike. And Zach, please answer the question.
So
and also tell
rude,
us how-
Mike. I support that joke. I thought it was funny.
It's a sleepy dad joke.
Although Mike did see The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
This guy. Paul is nuts. Okay, Paul has like $100,000 in games, like literally sealed in the box or kind of almost in brand new condition. Nintendo 64 Ocarina of Time. Ocarina
Was
of
it
Time,
graded?
gold, and I'm like,
Wait,
Paul-
what version is it, Paul? Is like the original, like the first one before they start censoring everything?
Yeah, the day
Version
one.
1.0.
Yeah, like the day one gold box, everything in the plastic, everything.
Beautiful.
Where do you live again, Paul? What's the address? Come on, Joycey, let's go.
The best part is Lily's not even
we
saying
just
that to
wanna
break
talk,
in,
Paul.
steal it, and sell it. Lily's saying that to break in, steal it, and treasure it.
Look at Joycey. Look at Joycey.
what?
Look
I
at her.
We just want to talk, Paul.
I was a kid that I held on to my stuff. I wrapped up all of my controllers nicely. I kept all of my box nice. After I played with stuff, like I'd take out the cartridge, I would put the cartridge back in the plastic, put the plastic back in the thing. Like how I showed it to Mike was like, let me open up my shelf, let me take out the plastic, and let me take the thing out of the plastic. Like, oh wow. And like this goes true for my old school Ninja Turtle toys, my Power Ranger toys. I have all my old NES box, July 7th, 1989 from Toys R Us with a little sticker on the top right corner
Nice.
of the box and with all those styrofoam and junk in it. And my old NES, the old NES is still hooked up and playable. But I
Yeah,
have the old box too for it.
I told Paul can have literally a gaming museum.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Paul. You've watched AVGN, right? Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you
Paul's
seen?
like, yeah, we know each other.
I'm sure that's your other cousin. But seriously, have you seen like his setup and all of the games he's been collecting
Yeah.
since he was a child too? Oh man, now I want to see y'all face off. Like who has the best?
Oh my god, hold on. Wait, I need to highlight this one because this is so funny.
Well,
Paul has to buy a second home just to start.
yes.
Listen, 10,000 noodles. You have no idea how
You are
How-
right.
true this is. There is a second house, and in this second house is where he has all his collection.
Oh my.
I can't wait to
But
go to
You
Paul's house.
know your Nintendo collection's going crazy when you're just like, well, what should I get now? I guess I'll put Mario and Zelda in my pool.
That's
Like, that's,
No, wait. He has a Mario pool and then another pool.
Yeah,
for Zelda.
yeah,
Or
exactly.
Zelda. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
I
when
do.
it's just like, well, I'm running out of stuff to get, so I guess I'll just make a new collectible.
They stopped
My
making
pool.
games. They stopped making physical games, so I gotta make physical. I carved my tree and I turned my tree into. I never showed
Something.
this off. I have a
Yeah.
massive tree and I carved it into the Deku tree.
Oh my God, Paul.
So the way
Oh,
my
that's
tree is
nice.
now,
So-
it's actually the
So
Deku tree.
sweet.
We
You're
don't
gonna
have
like
to go to
check
the
out. You're gonna
Super
check
Nintendo.
out the Paul Museum one day, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
like walking past us and be like, "Cool video game, cool video game, cool collectible, tree, swimming pool, another swimming pool." It's just like kind of museum is this?
Deku tree.
So, Paul, do you think you're going to dedicate like your personal sauna to like Metroid or like
Probably. That sounds
What
like
are
a
your
good
plans
idea.
there?
Oh, who would be
with
a
your
sauna?
personal sauna?
Chat. That's a question for chat. Chat. What video game character should Paul do for his sauna?
Yeah, we can set up a pool and
Yeah,
everything.
we'll have chat start answering that.
Just make a Pokemon, and then have like a since it's a sauna. It's hot. You just have like a what do you call that big giant lizard guy?
Charizard.
Yeah, like that guy.
Charizard, I think.
He's
Yeah.
not a dragon.
Yeah, he's not.
It's so bogus.
See,
I-
Lily and I already live in Hyrule Castle, so you know we have that collectible.
Yeah, for sure.
What is
No, and,
Charizard? He's fire type and fairy type, right? And then the freaking tree is a dragon.
right.
Like that's so bogus. What's the tall tree called again? It's the island. It's late for all of us.
Yeah.
The egg one or whatever. It look like some coconuts.
Executor?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the island version. The not Aloha. Is it Aloha?
Alola.
Alola,
Alola.
yeah. The Alola version of Executor is a dragon type, and freaking
Amazing.
And Charizard is a fairy and not a dragon.
Oh
Man.
my god.
Somebody said Death Mountain Sauna, and I'm like, that makes sense.
That
The sauna should be
seems
dedicated
be
to the
a
Goron
good
brothers.
idea.
With Gorons, right? Wait, we take the rocks and just build a Goron and just have it sit there. Just
Oh,
like,
you could paint them with little Goron faces on these rocks.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That might be a
You
little
could also
creepy.
eat rocks for snacks, since that's what they do too.
No, Link can do that.
Link
Paul
can.
can't.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You're gonna lose.
I would like to buy. My wife bought me one, but I don't think it would be outdoor proof. But it's a little Korok that's about this big, and it's hand carved out of wood, and it's really cool. So we thought together a really neat idea would be like a bunch of them all scattered throughout the backyard, like peeking out of the tree here,
Scavenger
underneath
hunting
here,
or
attached
co-op.
to the fence there, like on top of the roof here.
In
And, like,
other words, Paul's
So cool.
yard is the real Super Nintendo world. Forget about that.
That's what gave Nintendo inspiration.
Yeah, forget about the other Nintendo World Universal. There's the real is in the backyard.
Boom, and
wait
he
a
just said tingle.
Please put Tingle out there. No, just have it floating above
Just in the
pool with a
sauna. You
balloon
go in the sauna, there's just a tingle statue sitting there. Just like
with
Oh,
candles
my
and
God.
flower petals.
I love
My
my
car.
oh.
Wait, Paul. No, this is what you should do. I think my favorite Master Sword scene is in Breath of the Wild. There's a couple of them, but my favorite Master Sword scene. Get your little Koroks and your Deku tree. You could recreate the whole thing. You could just recreate the whole thing. So anytime
yeah.
anybody goes out in the backyard, you just have the whole recreation of that scene.
Speaking of
And then you-
recreating scenes, that's actually reminds me a lot about Game Freak, and so and about Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're having a podcast here. Forgot about
Yeah,
it.
I mean, speaking of recreating scenes, it reminds me about our next news segment.
Wait a minute. Zach hasn't like actually said anything in like the last
I'll
hour.
make mine.
I'm
I'll
paying
make mine
attention.
short.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we got into the discussion about game devs and whatnot, and not overworking and not being super harsh on graphics and pixels and this, because that was the disclaimer I was going to have to include in what I was saying. And so we already got that out of the way, and I 100% agree with that. And I think, like, that's super important. I'm glad to see there is this push for that. But
Here comes a but.
I'm also really big on being fair. Like, people have extreme opinions so much. Some people are like, no, it needs to be the best graphics ever, or whatever. And then other people are like, no, the graphic can be a stick. I just want it to be fun. And it's just like, oh, it could be a good looking stick. Like, can we, maybe like a 360p,
Balance stick,
480p. And
What
Game
is that
Freak
like?
is like one of the most profitable game companies in the world, because Pokemon, or just the Pokemon company in general. And so for those of you who don't know, the Pokemon company is it's a joint venture owned and operated by Creatures, Nintendo, and Game Freak. And so no one company really owns Pokemon. It's owned by the Pokemon
Nintendo.
company, which is operated by Nintendo, owned and operated by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. And these new Pokemon games come out, and they cost a ton of money to make, and they're fun to play, which is the most important thing. But also, when day one and day two after the game comes out, the indie community has already modded so many better looking Pokemon, so many better looking trees. They're like, oh yeah, hey, the trees just look like they fit in now, and they don't look like someone just like smudged a brown streak. It's like, okay, if a random person who doesn't have access to the source code can do that in one day, like, you need to hire more people, Game Freak. And so seeing this giant hiring list is actually like super encouraging for me, because way back in like, I want to say 2019, I actually made a video talking about that, that Pokemon or that about Pokemon, how Nintendo should buy Game Freak. And as you can see, there's my awesome thumbnail, and I had the sword in my mouth because Pokemon Sword. And they had the, anyways. I thought that was funny, but
It's amazing, Zach. It really is.
right, it looks like
I
the
promise
box. It looks like the box.
It
But
does.
in that whole video, I'm just saying how, like, I'm just basically explaining about why I think Nintendo should buy Game Freak, and that if Nintendo buys Game Freak, Nintendo then has majority ownership of the Pokemon company. Because you look at the graphical standard, because Nintendo's always lower graphics than these other games. And it's fine. I don't complain about Thousand Year Door. I don't complain about Tears of the Kingdom. I don't complain about Breath of the Wild, because they look good enough and they get the job done. But then you compare a Pokemon game to Splatoon or Thousand Year Door or Origami King, and it's just like, why does this... The Pokemon games look compared to Nintendo games how Nintendo games look compared to the super high quality, visually high quality AAA games. And it's just kind of like when you see like people defend the billion-dollar companies, and not just the people like Joycey was talking about. And some people it's just like, no, there's a Pokemon stamp on it, so I love it, no matter what. And it's just like, yeah, but... And they're like, well, they overwork people too much to make it look like this, so be happy with this model. And I'm like, but the internet did it in one day by one person. So, like, if one person can make all these models look better in one day, I think Game Freak can. And so, seeing these hirings has got me really excited. Especially because games are getting easier and easier to upscale now. You know, like, you can... Like, for those of you who don't know the technical side of things, a 3D model, there's a lot of different types that it can be. You know, you have OBJ, FBI. There's just so many different things for different engines and whatnot. But you can use a step file, and it's called a step file because it literally means it's a step in between two different things. You can take any 3D file, turn it into a step file, and then convert it into another file type. And by doing that, obviously there's going to be some stuff that's potentially broken, but you have a base mesh model to work off of. And what people have realized from data mining these Pokemon games is the base models in Sword and Shield and in the newer Pokemon games are like the same base models all the way back from like the 3DS versions, and like not even touched or polished or upgraded at all. It's like, that low poly is 2024. Come on. So all that to say, I am excited to see all of these hirings, and I am really hoping that, you know, I want to see Pokemon games look like AAA games, because they are AAA games with their budget. And by look like AAA games, I don't mean I need to see every pixel, but, you know, at least don't look like you came out 10 years ago. Like, that's all I'm asking. And so I think Game Freak might be listening, and Nintendo might be listening. And speaking of listening, you're all about to listen to Boo Mini's question, because Boo Mini dropped a $5 super chat.
Thank you for that super chat.
Yes, Boo Mini, you are a legend and a hero and a miniature Boo. But I'll let someone else read that.
Go ahead, Tracy. You were gonna say something. I'm sorry, we interrupted you.
No, you're fine. I was going to ask a question about Pokemon, because I agree with you, Zach. But then on the other hand, isn't Pokemon like the game tied into like the manga, which isn't tied to the show, which isn't tied to?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And everything has to come out a certain way. Because the thing about it is what Nintendo will do if they were to buy them out. They'll say, okay, we own you now. Go have fun. Go make games. Let us know when you're done. 10 years later, you know, Nintendo will totally let them have the time that they need. But how does that affect? I think that's a ripple effect. That's what's always been explained to me by Pokemon fans.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
I would add to that because it's easy. It's just they just.
But I asked Zach.
What? We are. I get that we're sharing this on a few different channels. We are on I'm looking right here. It says Mike Odyssey /Indie Mania. You have shut this man down twice on his own channel. You came into his house, opened up the fridge, took the OJ, drank it straight from the jug, and then he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And you said, "Go home, Mike." He said, "But I go home, Mike."
I'm muting my mic. I'm gonna put on mute. Bye, guys.
No,
you
Mike.
made muted Mike. You did muted Mike, Joycey. No, just kidding.
Mike, I love you, little nephew. You're my favorite Floridian nephew. Oh wait,
we're the same age.
I'll,
yeah, you can have an aunt that's younger or older or whatever.
Yeah,
Really?
sure. It's possible.
My niece, my oldest niece is. Oh no, she's young. She's like 27.
I'll
So,
do a brief
never mind.
answer of your question, Joycey, and then let
Mike,
Mike do an
please talk
answer
whatever you want.
however long he wants,
Yes,
since
he
this is
will.
his house. And
It is
then,
his house.
And then have Lily do her show and
I'll-
tell that Boo Mini has requested and spent
I am
$4
gonna go sit in the
on.
corner. I am gonna go sit in the corner. I promise.
But no, I wouldn't think that it would affect anything too much. Like, you can, when it's a hypothetical, it hasn't happened. So I can literally make any case and you can't prove me wrong, and you can make any case and I can't prove you wrong, and these Pokemon fans can make any case and you can't prove them wrong, technically.
Mm.
But when understanding how these businesses work and whatnot, I don't think there would practically be any changes. Nintendo, like I said, already owns 33% of the Pokemon company. And then, Creatures and Game Freak. Like, Game Freak only works on Pokemon stuff for the most part. And so, like, the Pokemon company doesn't just oversee the games. The Pokemon company oversees everything.
Mhm.
And everything Pokemon is profitable. I would argue that the toys and the cards are probably more profitable than the games. And so Nintendo's not going to do anything to mess that up, because they're like, well, we're a game company first. If anything, Nintendo, ideally when a company takes over another company, what they should do and what we want them to do, they don't always, is say, okay, cool, we're going to clean this stuff up. Here's resources to do something better. I just want Game Freak to have Nintendo resources, basically.
That's what's up, Mike. Will you please also tell me what you were going to say? Because I really, really, really want to know. Because you're one of my favorite.
I can tell it's about to be sassy. He's muted.
He said he was gonna be muted.
For those of you who are listening and not watching, Mike has muted himself and he is going off. He is making a list. He's holding up 5 fingers, doing the blah 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 with his hand.
And he's telling me that I'm talking too much.
Basically, he's letting Joycey have what she wanted. He said, "Oh, is this what you want? Is this what you want?" Or, that's my Mike voice, I guess.
See, I'm noticing when we get sleepy, we all get a little sassy. So
a bit. Only
and the
a
reason
bit.
I had to say you're also my favoriteest nephew, because Andres is my nephew too, and he lives in Florida. So you're both my favorite.
Who?
Andre lives in Miami. That's not real Florida. That's just like the
Oh, that's
bottom.
fake Florida? I thought it was real Florida because like Will Smith did like a song about it.
I was making a joke.
Oh, I thought it was real because Will Smith made a song about it. Aren't the Men in Black real?
Who's Will Smith?
He's this guy that was on this show back in the day,
I heard
like
his name
Silver
is
Spoons or
I
something.
heard this new rapper name is a Slap. Yo, I'm the slap here. I'm here to slap you if you don't talk to me. You slap.
Oh, what the heck? Sorry,
Slap.
there's a fly.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna get into it, but Chris Rock deserved that. Let's move on.
Anyway. So,
Chris Rock deserved it.
super chat. Could Lily Hyrule do a brief show and tell of the Zelda book set on her desk in the treasure chest? Yes, not right now. Towards the end of the podcast, just because we have some topics we gotta get to. Our last topic of the day. That's what we will get to it, and then during the Q&A, we can go ahead and let Lily show her treasure chest for Boo Mini. Thank you, Boo Mini, for the super chat.
And yes, it is a Zelda book set. You got it right.
Yes. She's going to show it to you what's inside. She's not going to read every single page. She's just going to show what's inside.
Very briefly.
And you'll tell us where to order it, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.
She's like, I got my
Okay.
affiliate link.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna go sit in the corner because I was naughty.
No, you're fine, Josie. I'm just playing with you. You know, we know how we play.
No, Josie, don't go.
Imagine just look at Josie's head like in the corner of the little square. Like,
Mike, where's your Mario?
Mario.
On your chair. Mario's normally on your orange chair.
Yeah,
You got up somewhere.
Mario's missing.
He was sad that Mike went to LA without him.
He ran away. All right, so with that, good segue to, because I want to get enough time to answer some questions. I don't want to leave any questions behind. So the
So
main
make sure to send your questions, guys.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and we got a main topic to talk about, which is main topic should be the topic we talk most about, but we're gonna cut it short because of a coverage time. It is a console that's apparently gonna be announced at a nearby event called D23. Who knows what
Very
D23 is?
small.
Who knows in the chat what D23 is, right? D23. D23 stands for donkeys with 23 carrots. I don't know. But you know, Disney 23, right? I don't know why they call it 23. Why is it 23? It's 24.
Doomsday 2023. Oh wait, never mind. That was another time.
Was it D24? Is it?
No, it's 23.
No,
Why-
it's always D23
Is it 20?
because
Right?
Disney was founded in 1923.
Correct.
All right, that's
You
that's
got it right.
That's like a
It
double
was
name.
founded in 1920. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It
Good
doesn't
old Walt.
seem- I mean, it's
Yeah.
before I was born in history, since it doesn't seem like that long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
101
has been
years.
very long.
So
That, my grandmother's like 95, so it's like that doesn't seem like a. You know what I mean?
yeah. So with that, there is a rumor out there. Well, it's not a rumor. It's already been confirmed by Disney about 2 years ago, but they've been silent. And so they're apparently working on a gaming console. Right? We don't know whether the gaming console is going to be handheld, whether it's Disney related only, whether whatever. They're working on the gaming console, and so Rumorville has started like lighting up again. That D23. When do they have a date? When is it?
Next week.
Next week, D23 will be the date where they will announce their brand new gaming console. So Disney is trying to get into the gaming industry. It's like Blockbuster trying to get into the digital age after Netflix have taken over. So with that, there are a couple of questions that I wrote here for this segment. All right, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Will they mimic Nintendo Switch and make a hybrid console, or will it be a traditional console? Will it have Mickey ears? Will it not have Mickey ears?
Oh boy.
All right.
Does it play Zelda?
The question is it a serious console? Is it a serious console, or is it one of those little consoles that has like classic Disney games, like a classic console? You know how like the NES Classic, Super NES Classic? Is it like a console with just Disney titles in there, right? Because I know remember Aladdin from the Super Nintendo, like the Aladdin and from is it NES? So
It was. I think it was Super Nintendo.
yeah, and so let's see here. What kind of power will it have? Is it a powerful console, or is it like a gimmick kind of thing? You know. And then at the end, what will it be called? The Disney Dream, right? And with this part, you guys can have fun, you know.
Mhm.
And let's see here. And of course, I wanted to put print
question.
in price. And with that, the price. What is the price of that? So we're gonna go over all those things. What kind of console is gonna be? Is it a serious thing, or is it just a Disney related kind of thing? Will it be a powerful thing, or is it a just Disney gimmick? Console name and price range.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Oh,
So
I
can
also
help
had a
formulate
question.
my
Dang
answer?
it, Joycey beat me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait your turn.
What's
Hit
the
you in the head. Out of
Bonk.
I'm actually talking to you guys like you're like my little nephews. Sorry. Okay, so is it true that Disney also has like a whole like gaming dev division as well?
It was
Or-
true.
That is
Yeah.
true. Okay. So somebody else go first. I'm formulating my.
They used to make a lot of games before for PC, like those little ROMs, a lot, and yeah, and so I'm guessing they're trying to make a return to games. Right now, they do a lot of collaborations with studios, big studios like Square.
It was Disney Interactive Studios.
Yeah.
They got Kingdom Hearts, man.
I remember
Yep.
that when you put the CD-ROM for Lion King, wee, and then you see like Disney Interactive Studios in there.
Oh, I miss the Aladdin game on the SNES and the what was the other system it was on? Sega? Genesis? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that
it,
was such
it
a
went
good game.
defunct on May 10, 2016.
Okay. So the question is, first question, will it be hybrid or traditional? What do you guys think? Hybrid or
Oh.
traditional?
Can
Yeah,
I go
he had a
first?
question.
But me
Yeah.
going first is actually asking questions about this before. So I just want some more info because I love all of the properties that Disney owns. Like
Yeah.
that's like all my favorite stuff.
Mhm.
So like what's going on with this? Like what was the leak? Like
There was
What
no
was-
leak. No,
there was no leak. Okay.
The leak is just information out there that it might be presented in D23. It will be presented at some point in the future. We don't know when.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, is that it might
So-
be presented. But I'm guessing that comes out every year.
Okay, so then I guess I'm gonna say mobile, and I'm going to ask, is it possibly not a true console? Because back in December, I remember getting excited about this. It came out, and you're the patent guy, so you've probably seen this already, that Disney had patented a gaming device
Yes.
for their amusement parks for
Yes.
your wrist, and it like was gonna have like an LCD screen and all of this stuff, and it would have like your own profile, and there was a lot of questions if it would have home capabilities. So is this potentially just the Disney Watch thing, or is the Disney Watch thing something that you can use at the park and then go home and use it on your Disney home console too?
Yeah. I mean, it's like you mean like the watch that from Super Nintendo World that you can. All right, so let me go.
So
to
There
the,
was a patent
Yep.
for a different thing
It
that
was- yeah.
it's big. It was like this big, like your wrist. I think it was last year that they filed that. And the
Yeah.
web slinger on the theme park kind of matches what they were kind of patent and
Yep.
uh-huh.
adding in
I'll try
patent.
and find it and send the link
But
to our Discord.
I mean, Disney parks have already integrated gamification for quite a while. Sometime, so
Oh, yeah.
they do have like interactive applications, mobile applications. When you go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, for example, you have all these kind of things that you have to go and find and whatnot. So there's a lot of interaction, and especially Disney, they do want to integrate virtual reality as well eventually. So they have plans for that, and I feel like that to your point, Zach, I feel that one was more like for use it internally on Disney parks and not specifically for a gaming console. But it does make sense that if they do work on a gaming console, to be able to connect that device to the gaming console makes sense. It does
Yeah.
make sense.
So let me add one thing to the.
Oh,
to-
I found it. I'm sending it
let,
to you, Mike.
let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have it here. I'm about to read it. Let me add one. Let me add more context to it to answer that question. Because Nintendo, I mean Disney is current. It does have current games releasing on Nintendo Switch on consoles everywhere. So
Mickey is one of them.
yeah, one of the games is actually Star Wars Outlaws, which they're collaborating with Ubisoft. And then we have Indiana Jones, and the Great Circle, which is also it's also from Disney. So let me go ahead and read the tweet here because we have a tweet from Sheena at SheenaBR, and then we also have of course the article that this is based on at My Nintendo News. So Disney will be holding an annual D23 event Friday, and all eyes will be focused on the next big project for Disney. This year's event, through rumored to place a greater emphasis on gaming than previous years. So this is where it kind of points to that console being announced. It's not clear what the House of Mouse has in store, but a teaser for the Fortnite X Marvel collaboration seems likely, as it is coming just a few days after the 23 event. Other projects, which could include showcase during the event, could include Star Wars Outlaws, which or Star Wars is a Disney property. They have a parks and everything, and of course Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Hopefully, there will be some other surprises as well. D23 takes place on the 9th of August through the 11th of August. And then the actual tweet, I guess this guy's a leaker. Disney will hold its D23 event on August 9th through 11th, and they confirmed that gaming will play a big part in the event. They could potentially drop a teaser for the Fortnite X Marvel season there, and it's dropping only a few days after the event. So that is basically the actual the latest news on the event, and of course the potential of the console making it there is a rumor that is attached to that. There's no confirmation whether it's going to happen. And so with that, that's where the following questions lie. I think Zach, you already answered, right? You said you as a handheld.
So I think for sure For sure, we're getting that wrist thing, and that's what I sent. If you do want to show it later
Yeah.
on while we're talking, because I thought it was just a watch. I didn't realize when I was looking at the patent. It's like, you're right, Lily. It's like your whole arm.
It's big.
But so for sure, I'm going mobile with that thing for the theme parks. But then I'm gonna say hopeful for a home console that can work with.
Yeah, and this patent is not related to the console that they spoke
No.
about years ago. It's
No.
not at all. This is just a device that will make the theme parks more interactive. You know, and they've already started with this. They started with the wristbands already. So this is like a futuristic version of the wristband. It has a screen on it. And it's kind of wraps around your arm like that. And again, patent. So it's their kind of funny thing that Nintendo did. I mean, not Nintendo. Nintendo. That Disney did have this, and they're protecting their idea, but not necessarily that it's gonna make it. Just like every patent, this could be just part of an idea, and some features from this could make it to the final product. We will never see a final product just looking at in a patent. You know, we'll see bits and pieces unless the product is already out and they're making some updates to that product. We see the product in the patent, but if the product is not out, they will never put the actual product in its finished form on a patent. That's just what they do. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and think. Let's go ahead and stay within the console realm, like console realm. What do you think, Lily? Do you see them going, being inspired by Nintendo and then doing like a hybrid, or do you think they'll go more traditional route and give us like PlayStation and Xbox, right? Like a stationary console?
Yeah, you guys know that I love Legend of Zelda. However, I'm a bigger Disney fan. And that's why I've been throwing out a lot of details. And I just love Disney overall. And there's something else there in terms of Nintendo. For me, Nintendo is the Disney for gaming. That's how it's exactly the way I see it.
Yeah. I think
Having said that, Disney will be competing with very, very big companies, including Nintendo. So they already failed once. They failed with Disney Interactive. They had Disney Infinity. They have Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
But that's pretty much all they have, unfortunately. And I do think that they need to do something for the gaming industry because, of course, Disney does own a lot of IPs that they can pretty much get a lot of games on. But having said that, that's why I don't believe that they're going to go with a console. Honestly, I feel that they're going to be focusing more in just gaming, just Disney games, at least for now. I doubt that they're gonna, throw a big party at D23 exclusively for a console. A teaser, if that is something that it's happening, yeah, it could be a possibility, but I'll say it's very, very low. If they do, of course, it'll be something to talk about because, again, it's competing. It'll be going against Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, like even PC or console gaming or whatever. It's just they have to come up with something very mind-blowing. So I don't think that they are going to be going with the console, at least not yet.
You mean so it's a hybrid?
I think she's going with nothing.
I'm going with nothing, to be honest.
Okay.
I feel that they're going to focus a little bit more into mobile gaming instead of, console at the moment. Because, like I said, they have been introducing apps for you to be interacting with the theme parks and stuff like that. It makes more sense.
So you're saying that the console is never coming, is what you're saying?
Not yet. Not yet.
So
I don't think that they're going to do anything this year. At least at D23 this year, no.
All right, so answer this question. When they do come out with that console, what do you see them doing?
If they do come up with the console, they really have to prove themselves that they're doing good with just the gaming side, Disney games, and they will definitely aim for something hybrid. Okay. I don't think it's going to be because that is not Disney territory. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Like it's the truth. Yeah, so I don't really see a Disney console in my living room or in my gaming room. I see a hybrid console, Like,
Yeah.
and even doesn't necessarily have to be Disney 100%. It could be co-developed by Disney or owned by Disney,
Yeah.
but it is not going to be them specifically. Having said that, of course, Disney Imagineering, they do make mind-blowing things, of course, but not for gaming consoles. I don't think so.
Yeah, Disney Imagineering. I actually worked for Disney Imagineering, not directly, but in the department. They only focus on theme parks and creating the next.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Adventure. Yeah, in the theme park industry.
They
But
just invented like a wirelessly charging room.
oh,
Like,
who's seen Groot in person?
What
Seen
person?
Groot.
Oh, Groot.
Oh.
Oh, in the theme
Groot.
parks. Yeah.
Have you
I
seen
have.
Groot? Have you seen Kid Groot in person walking around?
Oh no, I have not. But I've seen videos on Disney Imagineering.
Oh no, yeah, but in person is like the craziest thing you could ever see. You know, I got to see it in person here at Disney. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
walking on his own. He has AI. He's programmed, and he has walking on his own, doing things, saying hi to people, and doing like this and like that. And if you put music on, he dances. And I'm like, what in the world is people? You know, and so they're doing their next big thing is that type of AI interaction with characters on the park. They'll be walking around because they're robots. It won't be they don't need any breaks, right? Maybe they'll go charge or something, but they'll have a person cast member walking with them, and they'll have like the character just walking around like that. Like those characters that you people can't be on, like Baby Groot. Who's gonna walk with that? Like
I could squeeze in.
Yeah, maybe.
For Disney.
Yeah, they recently worked on the holo tile, for example, and that you can literally walk on.
Oh yeah, I saw that video on
the floor like
arcade,
that.
yeah.
Like that's going to be definitely incorporated for the theme parks and
retractable
probably
lightsabers.
That's correct. That's also another thing. The expandable lightsabers that are kind of in the works. But yeah, their department, they pretty much focus on that. That's why imagination plus engineering, right? That's pretty much it. But that's why I feel that they're not going to go for a gaming console.
All right, so I'm gonna take the other side of the coin on this. I'm gonna go the opposite of Lily, just to give you another side of the coin.
Yeah,
I do believe they can go with the gaming console just because time has passed and a handheld console has proven to be successful now, and now they can also integrate it more within the theme park because you can take that gaming console with you in the theme park and use that in some sort of way, in some type of interactive way with the actual ride or with the actual characters, or imagine the possibilities of having this type of console. You have your games on, whatever, right? But when you take it to the theme park, you meet with a specific character, and then that character might have some type of NFC type. They can tap your console and give you a little something special that you can take with you on that next game or whatever, right? The Star Wars theme park that they have now. They have the Indiana Jones show. They have so many things within the park that can kind of go in with your console and then move on. Now, I mean, they've already said that they're working on a console. It's happening now. What type of console it is, whether it's a console.
Where is that source?
This was like 2 years ago. You have to look to my channel because I don't have that on hand.
Okay.
But the question is, will it be, like I said, one of the questions is, if you talk about right here, we'll go over that later on, because one of the questions is this a serious thing? Serious thing is it something that's going to compete with others, or is this just like a Disney thing, like a toy, like a little tiger? remember Paul?
Tiger Electronics. I should have showed you. I have my old one right there.
So that's what I'm saying. It could be a console, but is it a serious potential console that is going to compete with it? Paul, what do you think? Do you see a hybrid or console thingy from Disney coming? Or what do you think about Disney in the gaming industry with even a hybrid or even a traditional console?
If it's a machine, I don't think it's going to be just a box with an HDMI port and a plug that goes into the wall. I think anybody entering now is going to adopt Nintendo's route of a hybrid device just because it has so much more, uses taking
Versatility.
it out on the go. You
Yeah.
could throw an NFC chip in that, and you could take it to the park, and then you could get your steps and plan your maps and strategize, and basically have its own kind of smartphone-like tendency that you could enjoy at the park, maybe. So there's a lot of implications for that. Do I think it's going to be a console of any sort shown off?
Mhm.
The show, I'm leaning towards no, just to be safe.
Yeah.
But it would be exciting. Like,
Of
it
course.
would be cool to see. I mean, heck, I would even think it would be cool to see if it was a set-top box.
Yeah.
Like Amazon Fire TV Cube.
Mhm.
Those.
Yeah.
Where maybe it's just a digital machine. Maybe it's called Disney Plus the game. That's the name of their system. Disney Plus the game.
Maybe it's just a service with games that you buy a controller. Yeah.
Disney Magic. I don't know. Disney Magic.
Yeah.
So something that plays up on their past, or maybe that embraces the future. But they own so much. I mean, you're like, okay, well, Marvel and Mickey Mouse and, well, the DuckTales. And then don't forget all of Marvel, Star Wars. There's a lot in there. Indiana Jones. And then, with the acquisition of Fox, technically Terminator, if I'm not mistaken, and The Simpsons. I mean, like, all that's under Disney now.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody that could enter the video game industry that has the money to back it up, that probably has enough partners to handle, like, you could do the OLED model, you could handle the screens, Samsung, you could do this, blah, 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 blah. Like, it would be Disney that they have enough IP, and if they were like, yeah, from now on, all of the Disney-related stuff that's exclusive on them, that system would sell. If you could only play Insomniac, you can still make games on PlayStation, but you can't make Spider-Man anymore. We're reclaiming Spider-Man. Like, could you imagine if Disney held on to all their guns by themselves?
Yeah.
What I think this event's mostly going to be is, I think it's going to be a look at their big Fortnite collab. We know that
that's what I'm hoping.
So I think it's going to be like a digital console that you could play and buy and experience through Fortnite, because Fortnite has gotten so huge that you don't just play Fortnite anymore. In Fortnite, you access Lego Fortnite. In Fortnite, you access Racing Fortnite, which is called Rocket League Racing, but not Rocket League in terms like the soccer Rocket League, but the Rocket League Racing. So imagine you're going into Fortnite, just got that much bigger, and it's just this giant arcade hub, this digital hub.
Yeah.
And in this, Disney Magic, Disney Plus the game crossover thing via Fortnite, which is this Trojan horse that gets you into a couple 100 million homes in general. Now you're playing for this side service to access the Disney Imagineer Islands. And here, maybe they do something crazy like, here's the DuckTales games from the classic SNES era and the Lion King, and here you could play Marvel vs. Capcom through some partnership there. Even though, was it Lionhead Studios? I forgot the studio name, but even though the studio behind Indiana Jones and the Circle and the I forgot the subtitle in the moment and the particular studio, but the Xbox exclusive Indiana Jones game, well, it's exclusive, but it'll also be played in here. That sounds so wishy-washy and so crazy and kind of unlikely, but maybe what I was saying, some of that will be true. Like, maybe not all of that, because all of what I said sounds like too many pieces to make too many people be on board with all of that stuff. And
they have Disney Dreamlight Valley as well with Gameloft.
But something like that, and that's your digital console. Would they release something actually tangible, though? I could see it eventually happening, but it could be through some type of integration into people's existing smartphones.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Paul. Because this is, anyone who knows the answer, if you have the answer. It's just, I feel like it's like a numbers-based thing, so I just feel like Paul's like, oh, there's a number? I might know.
Wait a minute.
But,
Now it's time for Better
you were...
Call.
Hopefully I had the answer. I don't know.
No pressure, Paul. No pressure.
When you were talking about Fortnite, that reminded me. At like the very beginning of the year, wasn't there like an didn't Disney like donate donate. Now they're doing a big event on Fortnite. Didn't Disney like
Donate.
give like a couple billion to Epic or something like that? And like, aren't they
And-
like going to be like helping them build a cinematic universe, but like a gaming universe? And like, isn't that like an
1.5
actual partnership that's happening?
A $1.5 billion stake.
I knew it. See, I said
There
there
you
was a
go.
number, and he went up.
And they released Kingdom Hearts for Epic Games first, prior Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So
And Epic,
because
that's a good point.
yeah,
People, it is less popular. Steam is like the go-to for digital games, but Epic has their own server too, and
Yes,
it's
they do.
free to download. I mean, obviously you pay for the games a la carte there, but like it costs you no money to just download the Epic server thingy on your computer or whatever. So 1.5 billion is quite a bit. That's not just like, hey, put some Marvel skins in it. They already do it. That's not just like,
Mm-hmm.
let's have some music.
there's
They've already
something
got
going
that.
on there, but definitely.
That sounds like the equivalent of what would be a decent amount of R&D into developing a console, but instead of making plastic and microchips and stuff like that, let's just build a freaking world. Can you think about that 1.5 billion? No video game has ever come close to development cost to be 1.5 billion. So it's more than a game. It's like a network. It's like a
For
something
reference,
long term.
Disney bought Marvel for $4 billion and bought Star Wars for $4.2 billion.
That's
So that's
nothing.
like-
Change. Just
That's
change.
like barely.
You just
That's
changed
almost.
for Disney.
That's almost half of what they spent on Marvel or Star Wars. Like, that's crazy to like
It-
have been like,
yeah.
hey, Epic, here's all this money, and then like we don't really hear that much since. Okay, yeah, I changed them. Kingdom Hearts. We're hearing tons about Kingdom Hearts at D23 for the game thing.
Yes,
And
yes,
then the
I'm
rest is
hoping.
just going to be Epic Disney game announcements
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
And
And-
maybe
and
an
that's-
Epic Disney game console.
Exactly.
My-
That's what one of the things that I was the point that I was trying to come up with, because Disney Lorcana was released in D23 and it has become such an successful TGC game, but it's by Ravenberg. It's not even, I mean, it's Disney Lorcana by Ravenberg. It's the one for the puzzles, and it makes sense. Epic Games with Disney. So that's when I say, if it's possible, they will definitely go with a bigger company to do that. If ever happens, if it's going to happen, like Mike said. So,
Well, I want to clear something out. I never said nothing is going to happen. I said everything is a rumor, and the rumor came out 2 years ago. It's been circulating around, and so nothing is.
so it
confirmed.
hasn't been confirmed.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying is a 2-year-old news that came out 2 years ago that nothing is confirmed. So that what we're doing in this topic is circling around that rumor and trying to kind of pick at it, and then just being creative with what we think this could be. How could it be? Using our imaginations and just speculating and say, okay, if Disney were to make a console, will it have ears? Will it be a multi console that will have a lot of third-party games on, or will it just be something that Disney is going to do for on their own? Like Paul was saying, if they get all of their IPs and just drop them on that and just make things exclusive, they can compete because they got Star Wars.
I'd have to buy that machine.
Yeah.
If they said this is the only way you could play all of those IP, I'd have to buy it, because when there's a Mandalorian in the game and it looks super dope, I want that. So that's gonna be worth buying a system for. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
easy. X-Men, the freaking game. Oh my gosh.
I
Mhm.
mean,
I'm gonna buy a system for an X-Men high quality game. Like,
yeah, they got the entire Marvel universe at their. You know what? Disney has been making games, even if Disney Interactive is no longer.
Yeah, they have been making games. for
They've
sure.
been making games back in left and right. They've been doing it the smart way, like just tag teaming it with
the way it works. Yeah.
companies. Yeah. But what I want to hear from Joycey. Joycey, what do you want to see if they actually, let's say they make it? Let's say they're going to announce D23 a console. What does it look like for you? And there's speculation. It's all rumor. It's just fun talk, my friends. That's what a rumor is. Rumors are not fact. It's just something that's trending out there, and that's what we're talking about it because it's fun. We're about to get a Nintendo Switch 2. We know that's coming, right? And so with that, we know that these rumors of Disney consoles have been just going around for years now, and so that's why we're bringing it up in this topic. Let's just have fun. What do you think, Josie?
So I could see it going either way, because one of the things about Disney is they never do what they're similar to Nintendo in a way. They never do what you expect.
They are.
And they're brilliant in a lot of ways when it comes to their creativity. I'm not talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
So I could see them doing one or the other. And I'll be very honest, I don't keep my eye on Disney like the way I do Nintendo. So when you brought this up a little bit earlier to us before the show, I was thinking, I wonder if they traded some secrets with Nintendo, because it was not, I don't believe at all it was easy to get Sora in Smash, because Disney is just as tight on their characters as Nintendo is on theirs.
I believe it,
So I'm almost wondering, and again, speculation, I'm almost wondering if they, Nintendo said, okay, we'll let you borrow Mario if we can have Sora or something of that nature. So the point I want to make is, I don't put it past Disney to do a console, but I do agree with Lily that I think what they're going to do is they're going to start hitting us with the games a lot more. So I think we're going to see a lot more serious games, and it wouldn't surprise me if they started pulling back. No, we're going to keep Spider-Man. No, we're going to keep Lion King. We're going to keep this, and then bam, then they hit us with a console. I still can't guarantee, since they've been canoodling with Nintendo, I can believe it could be a hybrid. But I think they're going to start out slow, so I don't think we're going to see anything.
Let me ask this: will it have ears when it comes out? Will it have ears?
No.
See, that's
no
not the
ears, but
important
it'll
question.
have a nose. It'll have. That's where it catches you off guard. It's gonna have a nose.
None of that is important.
No, it's gonna have hidden Mickeys.
No,
No.
Yes.
No.
Hidden Mickeys.
Hidden Mickeys.
No. Does it play Zelda? I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
No, it's okay. Actually, the hidden Mickeys, for anybody that didn't know, if you go to the parks, there are hidden Mickeys around, and you have to go and find them. In Kingdom Hearts 3, you can also find all the hidden Mickeys. So it's a thing. So if they have a console, probably going to put something there, somewhere in the console.
I would expect the quality to be. I could see them doing something unique, but I said I bet that thing would be a beast. Like, it can run like better, almost as good as PC. I would. Expect
they're going
that.
to compete against the bigger ones. Yes, I agree.
So if I'm going, because I totally misunderstood earlier. I didn't. If we're going straight, just like what would be cool, straight hypothetical and stuff. I'm gonna do two options.
Which is the main point of this entire segment. It's all hypothetical. It's all fun. It's not realistic at all. It's a rumor. Rumors are not realistic. Is what's the chatter out there.
Okay. No, yeah, I thought you said Disney confirmed it earlier, so that's why I misunderstood.
That's what I heard.
Speculating.
No.
Yeah.
But so if it's just like building my own Disney console, or like if Disney today is like, we're doing it, what does it look like? I'm going two options. First option, we're gonna go theme park integration, so we're gonna go with that giant screen thing, because that's already a mobile device technically, and so we'll do a mobile console Switch type of thing, where kind of like how Nintendo, you have the wristband when you go to the park. Disney, you also have a regular wristband, but if you have your Disney, I'm trying to come up with a cool name. If you have your Disney wrap, because it can wrap around your arm, which they do have. We talked about those retractable lightsabers earlier. Disney developed a specific type of retractable glass to make those lightsabers retract, and I think they can only do it twice per saber.
That's why it's still in the development. Yeah.
Yep. And so we know that Disney has bendy glass. So this Disney system can either play like a tablet, go in the dock like a Switch, or you put it on the device to wrap it on your arm. Your little Disney wristband thing. The NFC reader on the type of it knows you're wearing the wristband. Boom, all your park data's now on here on your forearm device. And so Now it's
You get
like
extra
you're
stuff.
bringing Disney to the real world. Yeah, and so you can do like Pokemon Go while you're waiting in line, but like with Disney characters at the park and stuff, and like you can
Or
catch
find
them.
Mickey's. It'll be instead of Pokemon Go, it'll be Mickey Go, and you can find Mickey's in the real world.
So
Yes,
I,
man, my
I want to clear something out really quick. And I apologize for some misinformation. It hasn't been going on for 2 years. It's been going on for since 2013.
Quite a while ago.
And it's from a patent from Disney with the hybrid console, not a hybrid console, a handheld console, a la Nintendo DS or 3DS. And I'm gonna put the patent on the chat here for the podcast. But I'm also
Wait,
gonna
Zach finish his thought
Oh
too.
no, he's fine.
yeah, no, yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you know. Let me but here I'm gonna share it while you talk. Go ahead.
So then the second scenario for this console is, Disney's like, all right, look, we saw Microsoft try to make a phone and fail. Like, you can have all the resources in the world, but it can be
Yeah.
so hard to jump into a new niche. So
Jump into the
we make
bandwagon.
games, but we don't make game consoles
Yeah.
yet.
Mhm.
So, hey, Epic, here's 1.5 billion. Let's do more stuff together. Also, don't you hate that, like, everybody uses the Unreal Engine to make their games? Wouldn't those play so much better on an Epic system? What if we worked together and put something out in partnership?
Yeah.
And so then, Epic, Disney, kind of like how we have the Pokemon company owned by by Creature, Game Freak, and Nintendo. You now have this new House of Mouse, which is the Epic. Oh, Epic Mickey. He's already Epic,
Yeah, you're right.
and he's already Mickey. Epic Mickey. Yeah, Epic Mickey Studios. And so they
All right.
create their game console.
Disney hire this man right here because he came up with Snap, and now he comes out with another great console.
You're welcome. You can say
You're welcome, Disney. You're welcome. If this comes out and I don't get any royalties, I'm just gonna be like,
Donald Duck.
but yeah. So I'm gonna say the tag team console that they build
Yeah.
should look like whatever you're about to pull up on the patent. Boom, tied it all together.
Yeah. I agree.
This is empty. I finished my water, but it's one of those things where I'm not gonna drop a mic, so I'm gonna pretend like, yeah, boom.
I like it. Drop a mic. Drop it.
I'm pretending to swallow because there's nothing in here.
Works. It works.
I think this is the one. Let's see. I'm looking for the. Let's see here. All right, Paul, take it. Or Joyce, take it over while I share this because I'm trying to.
What am I taking away?
Can we
Take
get
me
that?
away where? We going
You get-
somewhere? We going to Paul's house?
Paul hasn't gone yet, right? Paul, go ahead, Paul.
About what? What are you talking about?
The Disney
I
console.
sorry, I totally zoned out. What's the question?
Joyce, the question is if you had to swap one Zelda character with one Disney character, what Zelda character are you putting in a Disney movie, and what Disney character are you putting in a Zelda game?
I'm
was
gonna
the
put
question.
Ariel. I was gonna put Ariel in the Zora and one of the Zora people over there. Y'all, I'm sorry. I think I fell asleep with my eyes open. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. You're good.
You're good.
Old people
With that
problems,
being
y'all.
said,
Joyce is like, we haven't mentioned Zelda in an hour. I'm out.
Get this one. Okay. I'm still sharing, guys. I'll share it in a minute. Hold on.
But Paul was trying to say something. I just wanted to make sure. Like, wait, what?
All right, I got it. Finally. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Oh, okay. I see. Mm-hmm.
I did read that before I fell asleep with my eyes open.
I
So,
got
and I thought the same thing. It looks like a 3DS.
It does, right? It does. It
So you
does.
take that and you wrap it around your arm. And then you... Things can change in
It's on
11
your
years.
side, lightsaber.
All right, so basically, the
I don't
patent
know what
was
just
filed
happened.
over. Okay, this is the look at me and this babbling here, sleepy guy. 2013 article, and then it says here the patent was filed over a year ago, which makes it 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
Flagged by USPTO. Play augmented reality games while wearing a set of 3D glasses. Theoretically, the device could finally transform inanimate objects flying around your house into animated characters with facial features and such. Or in other words, you could create your own Beauty and the Beast, complete with talking clocks, candle holders, and teapots.
The clocks in
Will
my
it make
house
you
already
dinner?
talk.
Let's see, hopefully. But then here's a little image of what it looks like in an actual pattern.
Wait, the clocks in your house talk, Zach?
Yeah, they don't in yours.
Oh, you know what? That's because I got rid of my old clock because I've been wanting a new one off of Amazon. I'll probably buy one at 4 a.m. in the morning.
You guys remember CNET? Look at this; they're still around. I'm looking for the article, but it looks like they removed it. The original.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It's all good, y'all.
Yeah,
We
but
gotta get to the chat.
yeah. So that's where it was initiated. I'm gonna go ahead and just mark this topic as a fail because
No, we got
I think
we
that
got good
talked
conversation
about-
out of
yeah,
this.
exactly. Like,
I mean, yeah, we spoke about we spoke obviously of what's really gonna happen because I also don't believe that there's a console coming for Microsoft was saying right. I'm so sleepy.
D23.
For Nintendo, for Disney, coffee.
Red
The
Bull.
coffee's
Honestly, I
failing
was
us.
now I like extra hope they just like announce one at the event. Like,
and
and Mike's gonna be like, "You guys gave me such a hard time."
I told you.
let's go ahead and go over the questions that we have already selected, and then towards the end, we'll do
Yep.
Lily's little box.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead here from Christopher. Christopher asks, "Hey Paul, I want your opinion. Why do you count the Pokemon games as one game? Should they count?" What happened to them?
Oh crap! I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. So sorry.
So they, Lily, my eyes are. I mean, not Lily. Joycey, my eyes are working, and neither is my brain.
I got you. Hey Paul, this is from Christopher. Thank you so much for your comment. Hey Paul, I want your opinion. Why do we count the Pokemon games as one game? Should they count for half since you want 2 games? I think
It was strategically placed to not make the whole game have all of the content, but otherwise it completely could. That's why they just put a few Pokemon in this game, a few Pokemon in this game to promote trading. Nintendo wanted people to go outside, actively trade, make friends, and have that. That was a very important part of Pokemon. Otherwise, it is the same game. So in some ways it looks like, well, is that fair when it's 40 million sales, but it's got 2 titles in it? I could understand that, but it's not Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask or a Street Fighter 2 and a Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's the same game, just with a couple of unique things, purely for the point of, well, it does want you to collect them all. So, yeah, it's all good, but I do get the, is it really 2? No, it's 1, kind of. You can debate a little bit, yeah.
That makes sense.
Reality.
All right, yeah. Another question from Christopher. What's to read it?
I got it. Thank you again for your second comment, Christopher. What feature would everyone like to see in the next console? Me personally, I would like to be able to stream games like you can do on PS5 and Xbox.
Yep.
Nice.
I think that we did touch bases on that when we were kind of spitting out what we wanted for the Nintendo Switch 2. And that you cannot stream directly from the console as you do with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So that'll be a very nice feature.
When you say stream, games,
playing on YouTube or Twitch, streaming an actual gameplay
okay,
on those
because
platforms.
I'm thinking like cloud gaming. That's where my mind went. That's why I asked that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
mine
fine.
did for a second. I got really confused, and I was like, "Oh wait."
Yeah, there's 2 ways of streaming. There's one that where you get the ability to stream to social media from the console itself, like YouTube or Twitter, and then there's streaming that you get to play games on the cloud, on the go, on your phone, from Nintendo or on some other device. So basically, she said cloud, and then Lily said the streaming to YouTube and to social media from the actual device. So they're 2 different features.
The only feature I care about, there's a lot of things I care about,
Zelda.
but
To
one,
play Zelda.
Zelda.
I know when
Yeah.
to play Zelda, so that's a
Yeah.
given. But I would like a prettier UI. I would
Nice.
something
Yes.
that I can design because I have this really nice big screen TV in the living room, and just to walk past and my beautiful Breath of the Wild wallpaper is there too.
Mhm. Yeah.
I would really like Street Pass. I think I've said that
Yeah.
before, and I just think it would be so cool. And again, it's really great content, so I am gonna push it, even though it has nothing to do with me. Nintendo Life, like a month ago, dropped an hour documentary of taking their DS with them everywhere for a year and seeing how many Street Passes they could get in 2023, 2024 for 365 days.
Nice.
So, like, there's still an audience for that, and I would love that on the Switch, on the Switch's successor, the Snap.
The Snap.
If you look early in that video, you'll see Paul Gale as the me that was met at Super Nintendo World.
I did not even notice that. That is so good. All right, well, I said it has nothing to do with me, but apparently our friend Paul is one of the main characters.
I never know when Paul is joking or yanking our chain or serious. So I'm just so everything is just yes, Paul.
Yeah,
No, they take it to Super Nintendo World. So
Zion is the name of the journalist that put it together. He was at we were at the after party of Jeff Keighley's at Summer Game Fest, and I was hanging up there walking around. And he says, "Oh wait, hold on! Oh my gosh, you're Paul Gale Network. You don't know this. Well, maybe you've seen the video. I don't know, but I work for Nintendo Life, and last year when I did this whole video package, and he was really cool. I made this thing of seeing street passes throughout 3DS, and like I even have the log in my phone. See, here's in my notes, Paul Gale, and I even make it the joke in the video. Like I've never met this guy. I don't know who it is, but shout out to Paul Gale, someone who I met here at Super Nintendo World, helping me battle in that thing. And I'm like, that is me. I'm like, wow. And I remember I got somebody from that small world, man. Small world.
Paul turned into Mario.
Nice.
He was like, "That's me, Paul Gale."
Listen, it's not.
Paul Gale Network.
When you live in Hollywood, it's not a small world, Paul. It's just everyone's there.
I mean, yeah.
Might be true. Yeah.
Paul knows everybody though, so I mean that's why it's a small world for
It's
him.
not a small world. Like everybody's his neighbor. It's just right there. Like Miyamoto, we got
I mean,
Kawa.
I walked.
They live in Japan though.
They have like a second house.
Yeah, but that's basically California. When like you're
Yeah.
Paul.
They can both.
So they don't stay at hotels; they just stay at Paul's house.
Little
I
troll.
walk outside and hey Taylor Lautner, how's it going?
Yeah. All right,
like
Paul,
Taylor
Paul,
Lautner.
did you answer the question for the feature?
I don't know. Did he?
It's highlighted. The question.
What feature would everyone like to see in the
Oh,
next
yeah.
console?
This only works if the dock is low enough so that the screen could be visible, but I would like to see the screen at all times while it's docked, so it could serve as a background wallpaper, as a little bit of a clock, as a animated wake up kind of feature. Like I want to see that pretty screen when it's docked, because the dock only comes up this much, and then you've got entertainment value right there.
I like it.
Dual screen.
It's not an alarm clock. It's an alarm dock.
Alarm dock.
Ah, boom.
I like it. I like it. And so
Drop the mic now, Zach. Do it.
so for me, I'm gonna go with a little bit of Joyce's idea. But I want to see the dock also become an entertainment hub all by itself.
If you painted him blue, that would be Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my god, he's so right.
The dog.
All right.
Oh my god.
He's so cute. What's his name again?
Peach.
Peach.
Oh, that's Peach.
Oh.
Your cat is Mario, right?
The cat is Mario, the dog is Peach.
Oh. Sorry.
Sorry,
I
we
couldn't
see
know that.
doggies
I'm
and
sorry.
kitties. We can't help it.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries. I'll move on to the next question. Bumini says at Paul Gale Network, what's the name again of that website where you buy Zelda Wind Waker display?
First4figures.com.
Yep.
That's
Same
first
as my
number
Majora's Mask.
4,
over there. Yeah.
Figures.com.
Yep. You just Google first four figures, and it'll take you to the website, and you can see.
I
all-
love them. They're the best.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff too. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they dope.
Best
Pretty cool.
customer service too.
Yep. Oh, and they have payment plans, by the way.
All
They
right.
have
let's see
seen
here.
piranha plant.
No, not yet.
Well, you know what? I'm done. I'm kidding.
Okay.
We have, a couple more things.
Well, with this, we're gonna go ahead and end with
Mike, we have two others.
two other.
There's two super chats that need to be
Yeah.
talked about. First,
Yeah,
Lily.
homie was super chatting like nobody's business.
Okay, so I only see two super chats here. The Boo Mini one for Lily's box, which we want to take
Yeah.
care of right now.
Christopher said, "Oh, that's one of them." Then there's one more from Christopher. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Says here, I would like to see a segment podcast created, please. Just Lily and Joycey talk about everything Zelda. All right, so I guess no Paul, no Zach, and
Wait.
Mike.
You don't want to do that.
No, I wrote down my answer to this one, and
Okay.
I think Lily will be okay with it. The answer to this one is we're all Zelda fans, so we can't really exclude some of our most important people on the cast. And I think that's something that we can squeeze in probably a little bit closer to when Mike is finished with his Zelda journey. And we don't
Yeah, a
want
lot
to
of
rush that. I want him
spoilers.
to absorb. And we will. And then, of course, by then, movies will probably be announced, or the cast or something about the movie will be announced. Echoes of Wisdom will already be announced. We might even have some kind of tea or something on the next big 3D Zelda game. So whenever Mike's finished, we will do a Zelda blowout, because that's in the contract in order for Mike to get me on the show every single week.
And fun fact for you, Christopher, this is kind of a secret. A lot of people don't know, but I am actually, take a sip. I am actually a bigger Zelda fan than Joycey and Lily.
Combined.
Shut
Fighting
your
words.
mouth.
Fine.
Let's go.
You haven't
Oh, no.
seen this tattoo?
Zach is fired. Zach is
Zach
fired.
has a tattoo this freaking
Officially.
big on his back of the Triforce. You've never seen it?
I used
First
to
of
not
all-
even have a back. I was born with just arms and legs and no back. But I really
First of
wanted
all-
a back tattoo of the Triforce so badly that I got a back just for that tattoo. You
First
see
of
this
all, I
torso? This
cannot
wouldn't
show-
exist without Zelda.
I can't even show my tattoos on this stream. So,
Yes, you can.
because I can't. Cheers, y'all.
I'm so tired.
Right.
By the way, Zach, you're not a
That
bigger
is
fan than me. You're just better at like numbers. So you know
But-
what year everything came out. I don't.
All
But
right.
thank you very much for that super chat, Chris. No.
I'm the numbers
She
guy.
said no.
No,
She just
I'm the
Lily, get out of
numbers
my
guy,
castle.
and I'll tell you that
No,
the
I
numbers-
no.
I
She
mean,
was saying no to
I
the bigger
agree.
fan thing.
Exactly. No. I'm saying about what you just said, that circling back to what you said in terms of
Okay.
no, we don't really have we don't want to exclude anybody. I don't want to do
because
that.
we're all
either.
Zelda, and we're all
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying no, but in a nice way.
Okay, you can
We
move back
already
in.
explained it. That's it. And thank you for the
Move back in.
super chat, Christopher.
Some
for that.
people
Like,
say
always that. Thanks
Mike's
so
not
much.
a real Zelda fan,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we defend that.
That's why I'm
we
quiet.
defend it.
'Cause I'm not a real Zelda fan. I can't defend myself.
You will be.
I mean,
Yes, you just have to,
He's like,
once
I
you
already
complete the
am
journey-
Lily.
well, the thing is that playing all the Zelda games shouldn't be the requirement to make me a Zelda game. I'm a Zelda fan.
That's kind of how you become a fan. You play it, see if you like it, and then you keep playing.
Well,
and then
Yeah, you can play one game in a series and become a fan.
Yeah, because
No.
a lot of people
You
have
can
been
you can
fans.
just
Definitely two.
play no games and just look up the lore on Wikipedia and become a
Yeah.
fan.
Well, let's say I
That's
finished
true.
Ocarina
Okay.
of Time. I finished Ocarina of Time, and then at the end I hate it. Does that make me less of a Zelda fan?
Yes.
No,
It doesn't. It does
Oh,
not.
you mean if only disliking like one or two games or something, but you like the series as a whole?
I mean,
No, you're
I-
still a fan.
Listen, I've already played Zelda NES version. I played A Link to the Past. I played A Link's Awakening. I played Breath of the Wild. I played Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I'm not that new to the franchise, you know.
But
I
the
just-
fact that you keep playing lets me know that you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you're at least interested.
that's
so that
the
does
point.
make you a.
Yeah.
It sincerely, not being silly, that does make you a fan. Or like Zach said, What if you're not somebody who's really into games, but you're interested in the story? You like watching people play games, and so you watch all the Zelda playthroughs. You're still a Zelda fan. It's
Yeah.
okay if you don't even like every single game, but you like the series overall. You're a Zelda fan. I have spoken. Can we go home?
Oh no, is
We
the
got-
next
we got-
person who tells Mike he's. Oh, sorry.
We got Lily's box to go over, and let's get to it because
Oh,
very-
yeah,
very
I want to
quickly,
see it too.
yeah, Lily's
What were
box.
you gonna say, Mike?
What's in the box?
Lily's
What's in the
Mike.
box?
Zach, what were you gonna
Oh,
say,
no,
Zach?
it's box time.
box
Oh.
time. Box time. Box
Yes.
time.
Very quickly, like this is the Legendary Edition box set.
I'm gonna
You can
add
get it.
the chat quick so I can make the thing bigger.
Yeah. So you can get this. I think it's still available on Amazon, but you can also go to any comic book or those kind of stores. They usually have them there. But this is the manga. Okay, so if we open it up, those are hardcovers. So
They're hardcovers.
yes, they are hardcovers.
Oh.
Are they all of them?
All of them. Yeah, this is the collector's legendary edition. So yeah,
Collector's Legendary. I got you.
Yeah. So you have basically, it's hardcover and you have the manga, and it's colored page, but just the first ones. So let me just.
Oh, you actually have. Okay, I need to discuss Majora's Mask's manga with you sometime then. Lily.
It is amazing, and let me just switch the camera over to non-virtual so you can see clearer. There we go.
Where's the hardback version?
Yeah. And then you have all of them. So you have Majora's Mask over here. Hardcover as well.
Where's Majora? Where?
Majora.
Where is that draconified dragon that nobody talks about because Majora's the first Zonai?
Basically, and no one has mentioned that, but I'm trying to find a bigger picture. But it does expand a lot more from the actual games. And also they're releasing the Twilight Princess ones available as well on September. This is colored.
Oh, so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then you have also the oracles.
Yeah.
How many books are in that? Like 6 or something? 7?
They are 5, I think. 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah.
Oh.
And you have the Minish Cap and Phantom Hourglass. Again, hardcover and the regular color at the very beginning.
Minish
Yep.
Cap would genuinely make the best lighthearted anime series out of all the Zeldas.
And you have
I
4
agree with
swords.
this.
Yeah. And you have 4 swords.
4 Swords, give me a Gurren
And-
Lagann type anime series.
There's an exclusive poster included
Ooh.
with it. That was drawn by Akira Himiko. So
Love it.
So good.
Mike
it's totally
hates it
worth your
because
money.
of the hat.
It's totally worth your money.
Mike hates it because of
Yeah.
the hat. The hat is already too long.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the one for Twilight Princess will be releasing also in September. It's available and it will include an exclusive poster as well.
Gotcha.
It's not gonna be a chest though, but
Don't forget
Lily, you
to
have to send it to me because I can't find.
yeah, I'll send it to you.
I
No
can't
worries.
find the hardback. I can't
And
find
when
the
you
Yeah,
send it to
they are
when you send it
hardcovers.
to her, send her an affiliate link. Get your money.
I do have affiliate links, so yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
send it to me. I will buy it. off of it.
Microphone.
Okay.
Is it $100 typically?
Well, this was really depends on where you're getting it, but 120 US, 170
I see
Canadian?
Crunchyroll right now has it for $100. Not
Yeah.
that I am endorsing anyone. Buy it as cheap as you can, folks. But
The paperback is 87, so 100 makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Mike ain't been to sleep in about 78
Yeah.
hours. I haven't been. to
You
sleep.
need to go to sleep. Yes,
Yeah.
we agree.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
we
so much
love
for
y'all
that
so
super
much.
chat. I hope you liked it.
I will first spend time with my girls because I have not spent time with them in 5 days. After that, then I'll probably fall asleep spending time with them because I don't want to be away from them.
Aw.
That's it. All right, my friends. I think we've actually reached the end of the podcast. I think we did pretty good timing today, right? We didn't reach the 3-hour mark or 4-hour mark before.
We're getting better at it. Yes.
But with that, I want to go ahead and, of course, shout out and let every one of our crew members, let them know what they have to go on this week and where you can find them. So let's go ahead and start with Mr. Zack Attack.
What up? I this week am working like all day, every day, so you're not gonna find me that much anywhere. But you can follow Method 2 Madness Films on Instagram, and it's the number 2. What was that?
Is that a new one?
Yes, that is the studio that I'm working on this Batman film with. And if you are a fan of fan films and Bat in the Sun, which is like the biggest fan film channel, we have their Batman, Kevin Porter, who's also Paul's friend for some reason. Like, Paul's just like, oh, I know this guy, because Paul knows everybody, as our Batman, and it is high quality, made by actual media professionals and not just fans. It is endorsed by the creator of Spoiler, who becomes Batgirl one day. And so that's super cool to be endorsed by one of the character's real creators. But yeah, so you can follow Method 2 Madness on Instagram and then keep up with the production. Yes.
That's what X, sorry, Instagram.
Oh no, you all good. And you'll see super cool photos of the behind the scenes and of these costumes and videos of how we're making it.
Have you finished shooting Kevin Porter yet, or is that still part of all done?
That filming with him is done.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Kevin Costner? Isn't Kevin Costner?
Oh, that'd be cool too. Kevin Porter.
Kevin Porter is awesome, and he's like 6'4" or something.
He's huge. He looks like Batman Returns Batman. It's so good.
It's tall.
And such a nice guy. But yes, and then of course you can find me here every single Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and whatever other time zone that is for all of y'all.
All right, so bring it over. Thank you, Zach. Bring it over to Joycey J. Joycey, where can we find you, and what you got going on this week?
Let's see here. Like Zach, I work and I work and I work and I work. Good God, I'm tired of working. But I don't have a channel. You guys know me.
This is your channel.
Lady who.
This is it. This is your channel.
Let me finish, Mike. I'm just a crazy old lady who loves video games. You can see me on Twitter at DJ Joycey, and of course you can catch me on the Nin Topics podcast every single Friday night.
Are you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
For me, you can find me at Paul Gale Network on X/Twitter and YouTube on the YouTube side of things. Let's see, do I have anything going on right now? Small updates on the Zelda pool.
Yay!
Yay! Gosh, I talked about that a while ago. It has taken longer than I was hoping, but next Friday it should be done. That's what I'm being told. So in totality, July 9th through August 9th is how long this thing will take, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be pretty sweet. So on YouTube, you'll see some video updates on that. On Twitter, if you want to see more of those video game sales updates, if I didn't talk your head off earlier, you could go on X and see that stuff. And of course, now that it's August, I could say next month, you're going to see me and Mike all over the internet as part of Indie Mania.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's next month. That's not in 2 months anymore.
That is next month, dude. I'm shaking now. Now that you said that, I'm shaking.
Right? It makes it more real when you realize, oh wow, next month.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's getting closer.
All right. Thank you, Paul. And with that, let's go over to Hyrule with Lily. Hyrule, how you doing, Lily? Thank you for being here. And where can we find you? What you got going on?
Thank you for having me and for having so much patience with me.
I'm just
All right. Well, you can find me as Lily Hyrule. I am currently doing streamings on YouTube, pretty much. I will sooner than later try out TikTok Live. I'm not sure when, but if you guys are there, I'm also on TikTok. I do have a collaboration coming soon, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, where we are going to be challenging Zelda tubers to play some Zelda challenges on the Nintendo World Championships, which was a lot of fun. So you'll see it sooner than later. I'll go ahead and share it with you. In terms of video wise, I don't have anything. However, I am going to have a very long weekend, so I'm focusing on several of the videos that I want to work on. So there's one about Echoes of Wisdom that I'm currently working on. So stay tuned. Just if you can subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate that. And you can find me on every other social media as Lily Hyrule. Thank you so much for everything, you guys.
That is awesome, guys. I can't hype enough how you need to subscribe to each of these people. They are
Yes,
amazing.
Everybody.
You know they make the podcast. I don't. They make the podcast. They're the reason you guys come to watch. They are awesome, and you should subscribe to them. I have the honor of having the exclusivity of Joycey J here in the podcast. That is a Mike Odyssey brand character. That's a Mike Odyssey branded character. You can only find exclusivity here unless you see the girl channel. But
if
I
we
am
don't
an
talk
amiibo.
about Zelda, probably.
but
I am an amiibo.
Before we went live, Joycey was like, all right, guys, I'm going to make sure I don't talk about Zelda. And then as soon as it started, she was like, I'm Joycey. I'm wearing a Zelda shirt. I was like, you put that on just because you knew Zelda wasn't a topic. I was like,
So yeah, that's my selling point. You can only find Joycey at the Odyssey here every Friday.
I shall cover myself.
Show that shirt. Show it. Oh, you're covering yourself.
Yeah, for someone that did not see her amazing shirt,
There you go.
that's the one. There you go.
This is the first screen I saw before I didn't know that I was going to have a lifetime relationship with a video game.
Yay!
There you go.
Ongoing relationship still.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, when it comes to me, I don't know who I am anymore. But you
You're
can
my
find.
goddess, and you're fabulous, and you're tired.
Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate you. So you can find me here at the Odyssey Monday through Friday. This Monday we'll start the Mike Odyssey show. We've been on pilot mode for the past couple of episodes and see what works, see what you guys like, getting the feedback. I've gotten all your feedback and I realized what I can do. You guys like all segments, unboxings. You guys like the multiverse. You guys like the skits. You guys like all that stuff, right? So
I like Beast Mike.
what we decided on is that Monday to Friday we're gonna have level up news Monday to Friday, right? Level up news will be a lot longer, and then on weekends we'll do speedrun reviews. We'll do the Nintendo doodads, which is like the unboxing, right? And then of course we'll have for the segments for the skits. You have to tune in. Those come as a surprise on each episode. They'll come whenever, right? So that is going to be our schedule. Monday to Friday news, going back to every day instead of just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I got to know I need to make a video today. You know, I just love creating content for you guys, and so Monday to Friday, level up news, and every other day we'll do some other crazy stuff here. But the biggest thing Paul Gill Network brought up is Indie Mania. My friends, 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Wow.
I came up with the concept for another company, a big company, one that I represent that everybody loves, and something that they did not have at the moment, right? I can actually say, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I came up with the concept called Nintendo Con. I was gonna bring the first ever Nintendo convention over to the United States. Okay, and so I almost had the blessing of Nintendo, had it halfway. Actually, I had it. And so we were in talks for a while with Nintendo, and out of the blue, they stopped communicating. And like, hey, Nintendo Con. Oh, I'm so sorry. When we able to proceed, it'll come in class with something called Nintendo Live. I'm like, oh, okay. So this was 3 years ago. You did your first Nintendo Live. in Japan about 2 years ago. I like that map, you know. So
The shade.
the shade,
Nintendo. You see.
but as a Christian man, I think all things work for the best for those who have a good heart and everything. That's so. You know what? This is not where I'm supposed to be. Nintendo needs no help from me. They already have the top of the mountain. I have a helping heart, and I want to make sure that I highlight people who need the help, people who have passion for the industry and really want to bring something up. So I thought about indie developers, right? Because I've worked with developers all my life, 10 years at Apple. I work with developers of all kinds. Like I used to operate the App Store. That was my job. I can say it now, right? I was the back end of the App Store. So I spoke to developers every single day for 10 years with Apple. Well, not for 10 years, for 7 years. But that was basically where my love for developers began, because I spoke to them every day on the phone. And I heard their voices whenever they got accepted to the Apple Development Program, and they were so excited to develop their first game and then publish it, and their excitement. Guess what? Congratulations, your first app is in the store. Here's the link. People cried. It was just amazing. It was just incredible. So you know what? Like, why not do that? Since I love the indie developers, I have indie, and that's okay. I love WrestleMania too. I like wrestling. That's how Indie Mania came from. That's what Indie Mania came from, right? Because I love wrestling, I like WrestleMania, Indie Mania, and then just over a year ago now, I had the honor of inviting a special friend, right? The most wholesome man in the world, Mr. Paul Gill Network, to join me, right? And the journey has, the most wholesome man in the world. I gave him that title.
I thought you said handsome.
Wholesome.
But notice I still pointed. I knew right away.
After meeting his parents, after meeting his lovely mom, after meeting his son, right? After seeing his house, after seeing his background, I can easily give him that title, the most wholesome man in the world. Okay, and so ever since I'm tearing up and everything. Ever since our friendship has grown closer, right? We back and forward and talk like that, and then Paul brings up really cool ideas and we go with it, and then he brings us with crazy ideas like, Paul, we gotta, we'll talk about more later on.
Bring him down a bit.
Better call Paul.
Get back here. Yeah.
Paul is such an amazing person to work with and to build this alongside. I couldn't ask for a better a co-host for the show and partner, because he has all this knowledge that I value so highly, right? And all these people he's spoken to and connections and this like that. And so this show would not been what it's going to be without Paul Gill Network. I just want you guys to know that off the bat, right? Not only has he been a special friend and such a great partner to work with, but he's been like if a heart had two parts, he's one of them. Like, actually he's one of the beats. So you know how we have two beats? He's one of the beats.
Paul is the left atrium to your right ventricle.
All right.
There you go.
With that said, I just came back from California. This is really fresh and I'm tired, I'm sleepy. But we had a blast filming the show, and now we are in post-production of the show. We're getting everything together. And so I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have planned, because it started out as something that was supposed to be what this is, a podcast where we invite developers. You guys know I talked to voice actors and stuff like that on the podcast before. So I wanted to do the same thing with developers. But no, it just grew into its own beast. And then we're talking, we have in the studio, there's this big company, that's going to do such and such and such and such. You'll find out later. And so it's just been an overall great experience that just, it got out of my hands, and I think it got out of Paul's hands, and like, wow, we got something here that's going to do something big for the industry and something greater for developers of all sizes and people with heart. There's just one developer that Paul knows who he is, because he's the one who interviewed him in a particular part of the world, right? I'm not going to say where, because you got, but he embodies what an indie developer is. You guys will find out how and why, and you'll see his game too. And it's been an amazing journey, and I can't wait. So Indie Mania is going to be on 12, 13, and 14. We have more announcements coming soon. Hopefully we have a bigger announcement to share with you later on. But but let's just go all out, man. Let's leave a footprint, like a big giant dent in the gaming universe, and leave this earth better than when we arrived. That's our goal, right? And so with that, that's the end of the podcast, my friends. See you guys at, well, I'm not see you guys at Indie Mania. Like, I'm not gonna see you until then. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the show once we were ready to show you. And it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be the first of many. Hopefully the next podcast, the next Indie Mania, we have everybody in this cast very involved. Now that we have a little more experience in how to, you know what I mean?
We'll love to, yes.
Yeah. And so with that, hi Anthony Smith, what's up? And so with that, my friends, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are all amazing. Every 84, we had 100 at one point. Every 100 that were here. You guys are all awesome. You could have been anywhere else, but you stuck by us here on a Friday night. You know how much that means to us? It means the world to us. You make this weekend better. So thank you so much. Before we let you go, we got two very important things we need to let you know. Just two. What is it, Liddy? What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Never give up. Never.
Don't do that.
Don't do it because we need you.
Look at Mario right in the middle. It's just like he's at it. Right? He's like, and he's drinking his coffee. Yeah, so don't do it.
Part of the show.
Paul, what's the next thing, Paul?
Journey on.
You gotta journey on, Paul. I'm Paul. You gotta do it. And Zach, dude, you gotta journey on, man. Do it.
Journey on.
Do it. All right, friends. Let's leave with a dance party.
Pikachu?
It's not a dance party.
Pikachu.
That's not a dance party. Hold on, let's see if we can find one. There we go. All right. You have been listening to the Nintendo Podcast at the Mike Odyssey channel, where Lily Hyrule, Zach the Attack Hendrix, Joycey J, and the Great Paul Guild Network. At Mike Odyssey, wishing you the best weekend ever. Thank you so much for spending time with us. You guys have been amazing. And we'll see you next Friday. Same bad channel, same bad time, and same grand people. With that, dance party until I pass out. I'm about to pass out.
You survived, Mike.
Woo!
Yay.
Bye. Bye, 10,000 euros. Bye, Paul Gill. Bye, Wiley. Bye, Anthony. Bye, Joycey. Bye, Anthony. Bye, Having Hope. Bye, Jen Mar. Bye, Lily Hyrule. I'm trying to.
We love you. Can you please find the end stream button, Mike?
I just gotta say, guys, if this was the 1920s, this move would be burning up the dance floor right now.
It sure would.
Well, how about this one? The platter.
Ooh.
What about the Q-tip and throw it away?
Q-tip.
Q-tip and throw it away.
It's like you have to be more finesse.
Mhm.
You want me to have finesse at 10:30 at night?
All
Pumped
right.
up on cold coffee.
Oh,
You expect too much of me.
My coffee's gone. Gone. Okay. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye, y'all. Bye. Good night, guys.
Good night.